This Red Sox-Orioles series on NESN is brought to you by Echo Outdoor Power Equipment. And tonight from Fenway, the Red Sox and Orioles continue this highly charged series. Game 3, one night after tempers flared again, and Chris Sale and Hanley Ramirez led the Red Sox to victory. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Fenway. Great to have you. I'm Dave O'Brien. My partner is the Hall of Famer Dennis Eckersley. Garen Austin will be joining us from a perch out in left field in just a couple of moments. And Hanley Ramirez is on some kind of roll right now. Lansdowne Street is not a safe place to be when he's at the plate.
I'll tell you what, we've been talking about lack of home runs all of April, but recently you talk about the last 8 games, what Hanley has done, 5 home runs, and every one of them has been a blast. I mean, 450 feet and more. I mean, this guy is legitimately the most powerful guy in this lineup. And you hate to talk about Ortiz being gone, but you can't help but think this guy is a guy that can make you forget Ortiz with the power that he really has. You see the numbers right there. 8-game hitting streak, and you know, Chris Sale said it after the game last night. He said, right now, the funnest guy to watch in sports is Hanley Ramirez when he's at the plate. The funnest guy. Yes. Something like that. I may say Chris Sale is a lot of fun to watch too, incidentally. But Hanley at the plate just destroying it. And when we come back, Garen Austin has a report somewhere in the same zip code where a lot of these home runs are landing these days. Game with the Orioles coming up as well here tonight from Fenway Park. Deals by Toyota.com. Dunkin' Donuts. America runs on Dunkin'. Lexus and the Lexus Strikes Out Hunger Program. Plain Ridge Park Casino, 45 minutes from Boston. Citizens Bank. Visit citizensbank.com. And by Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. Red Sox and the Orioles coming up here. Game 3 from Fenway Park. As we zoom in on Garen way out there in the monster seats, up and over your head is where a lot of these Hanley Ramirez home runs are going, Garen.
Well, OB, I'm over here on the green monster seats, and Hanley Ramirez has been crushing home runs out here on the Lansdowne Street. 2 last night alone, 4 in the last 4 games. Hitting coach Chili Davis told me Ramirez is just heating up.
He said he was going to get hot, and he's been working. You know, I say it all along. Hanley works. He works in the cage. He's not a hurried up, I want, 100 swings kind of worker. He'll take 1, 2, 3 swings, stop, kind of feel it. Okay, let me try to repeat that, So he's constantly conscious of what he's doing and when he works. So, and I love that because there's a focus there that you want to see. When guys are working, you want to see that focus on what they're working at because they're trying to perfect it. And if you're not focused, you're not going to ever perfect it. When you don't do it right a couple times, you're going to abort mission and try something else. But he's constant with it, and he's working, and he did that last year, and then he caught fire, and you know what he did last year.
Ramirez now has 22 multi-home run games, 4 alone since the 2016 All-Star game, and he's on an 8-game hitting streak and will look to make that 9 tonight. Coming up, Drew Pomeranz is on the mound. Dave O'Brien and Dennis Eckersley have the call. Coming up.
Southwest, yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. Mazda, driving matters. LL Bean, inspiring products designed for a reason. Toyota's website for deals, buyatoyota.com. Digital Federal Credit Union, see what DCU can save you. And by Subaru Retailers of New England. It's actually a blustery night here at Fenway Park. Temperatures about 55 to 56 degrees tonight. Orioles taking on the Red Sox here in game number 3. Drew Pomeranz coming off a strong effort. He's 2-1 coming in. And the left-hander leading the Red Sox onto the diamond. Here's a look at the Oriole lineup he'll face. It's brought to you by New England Chevy dealers. Joey Rickard will lead it off. He's in right field. Adam Jones in center. Manny Machado always seems to be in the center of the storm. He's at third base. Mark Trumbull, the DH. Chris Davis at first base. 3 home runs for him so far. Then it's Jonathan Scope at second. Trey Mancini with 5 home runs for the youngster. J.J. Hardy is at shortstop batting 8th. And Caleb Joseph doing the catching and hitting 9th. All against the Sox starter, presented by New England Audi dealers. That's Drew Pomeranz. His opponent and he, Kevin Gausman, on the other side. They have to be very careful tonight after Major League Commissioner Rob Manfred called both clubs today, along with Joe Torre, and basically said knock it off as far as throwing at each other and all of that stuff.
Well, it's come to that, I guess. Somebody has to do something, because when were they going to start or stop? I mean, it's your turn, my turn. The defense for the Red Sox is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. They are last in the league with 23 errors in 26 games around the infield. You see Marco Hernandez at third, Bogarts at short, Pedroia at second, Moreland at first. Around the outfield, Young gets a start in left field, Benintendi in center, Mookie Betts in right. Behind the plate, Christian Vasquez catching Drew Pomeranz.
Umpires tonight brought to you by Toyota's website for deals, buyatoyota.com. Sam Holbrook at the plate, Jim Wolf at first, Greg Gibson at second, DJ Rayburn at third base. We're available. This telecast can be heard in Spanish by selecting the SAP button on your TV remote. SAP presented by Toyota. Visit Compar2Toyota.com to see Toyota deals not seen on TV. And the weather brought to you by Benjamin Moore. Paint like no other. 57. Wind is out at 18 miles an hour to right. Partly cloudy with some sun. And set for the first pitch tonight of game 3. Fans are beginning to file in. Get to their seats. A little on the late side tonight. And Rickard, the first man in, hitting 182. And And in there for strike one, and we're underway.
See Drew pump in that little fastball right there. That's not his best fastball. We saw a lot of curveballs from him last time out.
0-2.
Got to be careful with that high fastball. Last time out, gave up 2 home runs, both solos, which is a good thing, but high fastballs.
Adam Jones on deck. And a 2-strike pitch. Pomeranz becoming the first pitcher to make 3 starts against the Orioles already this season. So far, a win and a loss. It's been solid in the first 2. Beat them 8-1 on April 12th in 6 innings, 4 hits, 1 run. Then took a 2-0 loss on April 21st to Camden Yards. 1-2. He got a piece of it. Fenway and the city still buzzing over Sale's performance.
Oh, you get used to it. I mean, really. I mean, this is going to happen all the time. You talk about 5 times in a row, 11, 10 or more punch outs. See, last night, 115 pitches.
And then Hanley with 2 absolute bombs.
He's been doing that regular.
Right in the middle of the storm there. Machado had a lot of comments after the game, most of which we have to bleep.
Yeah, he went off.
Chris Sale said, I'm not going to lose any sleep over it.
And he probably won't. But as far as Manny's concerned, I mean, I don't want to be, sympathize with the guy because he's on the other side. But, they've been thrown at him. And you think about coming from where he's coming from, throwing at his head. Everybody's trying to throw at Manny.
2-2. He fouled it off himself, and Rickard in a little bit of pain here. So we'll clean it up as much as we possibly can. This is a family show. Major League Baseball should do something, he says, about pitchers out there with a ball in their hands throwing 100 miles an hour trying to hit people. I've got a bat too. I could go out there and crush somebody if I wanted to. But you know what? I'll be suspended for a year. Pitcher's going to get suspended for 2 games. That's not cool.
That's not cool. I get it. It's not cool going out there with a bat, that's for sure. But, I'm sitting here. I'm not having anybody throw a 100-mile-an-hour fastball at you either.
I'm not a lawyer, but if you go after somebody with a bat,
that's not good.
It's a lot more than a year you're looking at.
You're going to jail.
The 2-2 pitch to Rickard. Lofted toward right, racing out Moreland. It's dropping quickly, and it falls fair on the chalk line. Takes a side bounce. Moreland will gun to second base, but not in time. Rickard dropped it right on the line. And time was called before the tag by Bogaerts there. So Rickard on with a double to right field.
Talk about a little bleeder right there. You couldn't have placed that ball any better. Just dropped out of the sky right on the chalk. Moreland gets to it pretty quickly. He has no chance at this. See it hit the chalk right there. He gets to it, throws it to second base, but Rickard, he was scooting, man. This guy can run.
So that'll bring up Adam Jones at 284, 4 home runs. He said of last night's game and a warm reception that he received at Fenway, I appreciate what the fans did. I have never gotten any ovations on the road or anything like that, so it caught me off guard a little bit. He went on to say much appreciated. It was also much appreciated by the Boston Red Sox, Major League Baseball getting ahead of it. He said, I appreciated what action was taken and that not everybody feels the same way as selected people. Talking about the night before as he runs up to bunt, drops it foul for strike 1. Last night coming up.
Number 10, Adam Jones.
A lot of the fans had not yet gotten to their seats, but many of them rose up.
Well, Chris Sale took his time. You know how fast he delivers to the plate. He stepped off the mound and sort of gave him his due.
And Adam Jones acknowledged that too. He was very appreciative of that, allowing that gesture to occur. It was a lot of respect between outstanding players. Rickard at second and fouled back this way.
Whoa.
Buck Showalter said, I thought it was great. It would have been apropos for him to get the ovation, hit a home run, and then they would boo him rounding the bases. So he said we would have gotten the whole gamut, but he said Sale was not going to let that happen.
No, he didn't let that happen. He punched him out in 3 pitches.
0 for 8 in the series. And time here. 2 strikes on Jones. Machado on deck.
Early on here, it's like a little frightening with the velocity by Pomeranz. 89 miles an hour. Kind of slow for him. He got to get loose.
Wind gusting toward right. And fouled out of play.
You got to keep this ball team in the ballpark, to say the least. This Baltimore club lives and dies with the home run ball. There they are. Punch out or bridge.
You got Davis there, left hand hit with tremendous power. Gets one up into that jet stream. That could go all night. So Pomeranz has to be very careful. And the 0-2 pitch now to Jones.
Now he wants to throw that fastball way out of the strike zone.
Drew now 28 years old, 6'5", about 230 pounds. Trying to pick up his 3rd victory of the season.
He follows up that high fastball with a breaking ball most of the time.
The 0-2 again gets a piece of it, and again 90 miles an hour.
Right, that's not bringing it, but it's up out of the strike zone. He sort of doubled up, fastballs up out of the strike zone. He's standing up for him. Threw it where he wanted to.
Jones, a guy could really get hot with a home run. He hit 11 of them last June. So all in 1 month, really piled on. 4 so far this season. And Pomeranz with an 0-2 again. Stopped by Vasquez doing the catching tonight. And Rickard could not advance. Orioles come in tie with the Yankees. Identical records atop the division at 16-9. Sox are 14-12. The miserable season for the Blue Jays continues. And time is granted to Jones. Pomeranz working at a very deliberate pace here early.
Boy, is he. Hasn't agreed with everything that Vasquez has put down there. He's got his own little plan here.
And a 1-2. Left it outside. Jones making him work.
They're kind of afraid to throw a strike with that fastball.
Nobody out, a man in scoring position. Rickard with a rather fortunate double down the line. Bounding ball and bobbled by Hernandez. Runners are going to be safe at first and second. He continues to have his issues at third base.
That's going to be an error. He kind of side saddled that play. Like he hurt himself too. It's a very playable ball. He backs up on it. That's a problem to begin with, and he plays it to the side and he doesn't catch it clean. Once it gets away, that's a hit. He might have pulled something.
Yeah,
his armpit.
He was grabbing at that area there, and John Farrell coming out with a trainer to see if Marco can continue here. Will be an error on the third baseman. That's going to be his 6th error in 21 games.
That's not good. Defense has just been so bad in third base in particular.
Chase Darno there, maybe starting to get ready. Utility man. Yeah, he's got a glove in hand, and Marco's going to have to come out of the game. Grabbing at that armpit area and in some pain. So he is done.
Kind of a freak thing to see that happen. You don't see on a ground ball somebody pull something on his armpit.
Going to be Josh Rutledge instead, coming in at third. And he will go into the game as the number 8 hitter as well. So Marco Hernandez never even got a chance to bat tonight. And here he is lunging after and begging off as Bogarts collected it. So tough to tell where that injury occurred, but he was in some pain. Meanwhile, Pomeranz taking some additional throws here.
It's amazing what you could tweak. It doesn't take much, I guess, sometimes. Kind of awkwardly went after that ball, but he let the ball play him. He sort of backed up on it.
As you said, it's been a major issue for the Red Sox, these defensive lapses.
Totally.
The booze, of course, from Machado.
I mean, you're almost averaging an error a game, which is ridiculous.
24 errors in 27 games now. And a lot of them at third base. Machado, 226 with 6 home runs. He destroyed a home run here last night. It might have taken him 37 seconds to round the bases.
I can't blame him, to tell you the truth. I mean,
yeah, given the climate and given the tempers flaring and the history here recently.
I mean, just something else that you can throw at somebody for. Taking too long to round the bases. They got enough to worry about to add that to the list.
Rickard and Jones on the bases, and that's down into the dirt. Stopped by Vasquez. Back to the home run swing last night, his 6th.
He absolutely crushes this ball. Fastball, he's trying to get it in. He throws it right down the middle, and he just lifts over everything. That's 450 easy.
He is one gifted player.
Yes, he is.
Six home runs, 4 of them have come against left-handers.
Careful with that fastball.
In there for a strike, right on the edge.
This curveball is right on the corner. I thought it was inside, maybe up a little bit, but it caught the corner. He's not going to throw him any kind of straight fastball, especially behind in the count.
Pomeranz really needs a ground ball right at somebody after the double in the E5. And a 2-1. 3 balls, 1 strike on deck. Mark Trumbo.
I still throw him a 3-1 hook because that fastball hasn't got much on it. Maybe try to paint him down and away. I don't know. Be careful.
And the southpaw with a 3-1 to Machado. High fly driven down into the corner. That one headed up there to the stands and a foul ball as he hooked it.
Boy, he's looking breaking ball, sitting all over that breaking ball. Couldn't wait long enough. It's hard to keep that ball fair. You'd almost have to pull your hands in, but look at the ball's coming down and in. Didn't even really crush it either. It's hard to keep it fair. Just be thankful it's not a 3-run Johnson right there.
Two on and none out. And Pomeranz with a 3-2. And in there, he got him. He struck him out with the 4-seamer. And Machado is going to debate it, but he is rung up by Sam Holbrook.
I think he's shocked he got a fastball. And he doesn't know where it is. All he knows is he wasn't looking for a fastball, and he paints him down and in. That's a strike. That's time to sit down. He was not looking for that. He made a pitch.
Lexus making a pledge to strike out hunger. Every time a Sox pitcher strikes out an Oriole player, Lexus will donate $50 to the Greater Boston Food Bank. Well, that could be a moment to circle here for Drew Pomeranz.
Oh, yeah.
Long way to go yet. That's the first out of the inning, but Machado has been raking, and he'll take a seat. Here comes Trumbo.
I took guts to throw a 3-2 fastball.
Trumbo 206, 2 home runs, 12 runs driven in. And a a high fly to center and hangs up. Benintendi in there tonight in center will make the play, and the runners hold. 2 down. Chris Davis next. That'll be lefty-lefty. Time now for our Granite City Electric poll question. Who currently is the greater rival, do you think, for the Red Sox? Do you still think it's the Yankees? Text 1. For these Orioles, text 2. Your answer goes to 536-536. Message and data rates may apply. 1 message per vote. 2 down. Davis now. 221, 3 home runs. And to this point in their meetings, Pomeranz has gotten the better of him. Davis is 2 for 9, 5 strikeouts against Drew Pomeranz. Inning started with a bloop double and then the error. But a strikeout of Machado, a fly ball. Trumbo is done, and now comes Davis.
Davis up there almost striking out half the time. Close to 40 strikeouts and 80 bats, something like that. Is just more than usual.
And he is a 200 strikeout a year guy anyway. Also terrific power. Right through it, 1-1.
See the 38 strikeouts. Encarnacion punching out a lot too.
For Terry Francona's Indians. Mike Napoli also on that list. They edge away at first and second, 2 down and a 1-1. Toronto has jumped out in front of the Yankees in the first inning, 4-0.
CC Sabathia getting knocked around against Stroman.
That's in the Bronx.
He's kind of fallen out of his tree. He started off pretty good.
The 2-1 pitch from the lefty. He sneaks that one in there at 89. 2-2.
Not a lot of velocity, but you got to still throw it. See if he tries to finish him off with a breaking ball.
Rickard leading at second base and Jones at first. The 2-2. That squibs underneath Vasquez. It bounces back, but it goes all the way to the backstop, and the runners will advance. On a curveball that got away, and 2 men are now in scoring position for the Orioles.
He looked at catching that ball like he got fouled up. I mean, if you know a curveball is coming, you don't make an attempt like this. Look at that. He's looking fastball. Obviously, that was ugly.
Certainly looked like a cross up. As ruled a pass ball. So 3-2. Scope would be next for the Orioles. Right now it's Pomeranz and Davis trying to strike him out, and Luke foul out of play.
Got that ball in on him. A lot of pitches, 29 pitches right here. He has a hard time getting deep into games to begin with his pitch count. Normally it's not his doing right here with the E5 that cost him.
Davis, the 5th hitter up in the inning, and the 3-2, and that's going to miss, and he walks him, so the bases are loaded. And Scope is coming up next. It's Winning Wednesday, and if the Red Sox win, Plain Ridge Park Casino will donate $777 to the Relay for Life of Greater Attleboro. Carl Willis out for a visit.
Well, I'll tell you what, this is a lot different than Chris Sale pitching, isn't it? His rhythm is like at the speed of stink.
I would say that virtually anybody
on right.
any staff is going to appear to be very deliberate, but this is even more so.
It is.
Compared to Chris Sale. Last night's game, 2 hours and 33 minutes. Very brisk, 11 strikeouts.
Boy, he was demonstrative after that first inning when he went in the dugout last night, wasn't he?
Man.
Oh, he was psyched. His adrenaline was kicking.
Said later when they asked him about it, yeah, I was just trying to get everyone excited about this pool party I'm planning. He's got a good sense of humor. So here's Scope, 291, 5 homers. He's driven in 16. Trouble for Pomeranz. And he can't get ahead. That's ball 1.
He can't get a gift either. That ball is just off the corner.
Can Pomeranz get out of the first inning without a run? No place to put Scope.
Got to be sitting breaking ball, this kid.
He is 0 for 6 lifetime against the lefty. And he went for it. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Sometimes they look breaking ball, and wherever it is, they swing, which is a good thing when you throw a ball.
Rickard, Jones, and Davis on the bases for the Orioles. And a very long look in. He's ready. And popped it foul out of play. 1-2.
Still using that fastball. Good spot right there for it.
Yeah, it's unlike a few starts ago when he came out throwing 93, 94, 95.
Right.
And I think even John Farrell and the staff were pretty surprised that he was coming out with that kind of velocity.
In fact, it was against the Orioles, his first start. I was surprised with his velocity. Last game he had a great curveball. Is he going to put him away here with a curveball?
1-2 to Scope. Cut on and missed. Picked up by Vasquez. And that is strike 3 with first base occupied. He got out of it. The base is loaded. He still gets out of it without a run being scored, and the Red Sox are coming up. Brought to you by Toyota's website for deals. Buy at Toyota.com. Dustin Pedroia back to the top of the order tonight. Andrew Benintendi in the 2 spot. Mookie Betts 3rd. Then Hanley Ramirez, the DH, with 5 home runs. Xander Bogaerts hitting 5th. Mitch Moreland batting 6th. Chris Young in left field. Rutledge now at 3rd base. Not Hernandez because he got hurt. And Vasquez is doing the catching and batting 9th against the right-hander Kevin Gausman. He's 1-2. ERA of 7.5. Red Sox have already knocked him around once.
He's got knocked around all year. This is a guy that was their opening day starter. Had a good year last year for them. ERA about 3.6 last year.
Pedroia 277.
He features 95 with a great split changeup and a mediocre breaking ball.
At Baltimore, the Red Sox beat him 6-2 his last start against the Sox. He was roughed up in the first inning for 4 runs. And a game the Sox would go on to win.
They're counting on this kid big time, him and Bundy. See that abbreviated windup.
0-2. Pedroia has seen plenty of him. 20 at bats. He has 6 hits and a homer.
Kind of strange seeing him lead off Pedroia all of a sudden.
Has been batting 6th. Red Sox believe he has that timing back. Here's the 1-2. Tried to hold up and he did. 2-2. To the second baseman, scooping that up, Scope. 1 away.
The Orioles defense tonight, they've made 13 errors in 25 games. You see around the infield, Machado at third, Hardy at short, Scope at second, Chris Davis at first. The outfield, Mancini in left, Adam Jones in center, Rickert in right behind the plate, Caleb Joseph, and Kevin Gausman on the mound.
That'll send up Benintendi. Andrew hitting .330, 3 homers, 15 runs batted in. He has a 5-for-5 game against the Orioles this season. Last 19 games hitting .378. Scoreless here in the first inning as Drew Pomeranz worked out of a bases loaded jam. Benintendi in one of his at bats last night with hard pitching had a pitch sail up and over his helmet.
It was almost like a forgotten thing. I mean, he looked like a turtle. He just ducked it.
Fly ball, that's well hit, headed toward the wall, backing up and on the run to make the play. Mancini right at the base of the Green Monster for out number 2. Mookie Betts will be next. Mookie with a big moment last night, 2-run double to open things up, hitting .281 now, 2 home runs.
He had hit a bullet the time before, finally hit one over Adam Jones's head. That was probably one of the biggest hits of the night. Opened that game up a little bit, gave Chris Sale some breathing room. 5-2.
He was in the 7th inning. He has 5 RBIs his last 3 games against the Orioles, so he's starting to hit them again. Will he ever have another season against them like last year when he hit .408 with 9 home runs in 19 games against the Orioles?
I mean, when you hit 5 home runs in 2 games, that's ridiculous. It's like Little League.
According to Elias, the first Red Sox hitter to hit 400 with 8 or more home runs against a single team since Ted Williams against the Indians in 1957.
You think they drilled Ted at some point, the Indians, back in the olden days? You would think, huh?
It's a good question.
Yeah, I know. They probably did it more often than nowadays. It's like, stop the presses.
He 3-0 and he walked him on 4 straight. So Betts is on in front of Hanley Ramirez, who is crushing everything in sight these days.
Boy, don't throw him a hanger or it's trouble.
These cold hard facts are brought to you by Clean Crisp Coors Light. Hanley Ramirez hit 2 solo home runs last night, his 4th multi-homer game since the 2016 All-Star break.
This guy hits the ball as hard as anybody in the big leagues.
Now up to 5 home runs and 14 RBIs. Chili Davis before the game was praising just how hard he works and the methodology behind his work sessions. Like, Hanley will get in the cage and not, you know, take 20 swings rather mindlessly. He'll take a couple or 3 or 4 swings, then step back kind of analyze where he is, where his body is, his hands, his balance, all that stuff, and then get back in again.
I mean, this is a science for him, just like it was for Manny Ramirez. Remember, he was the same way. He would take pitches. You'd see him take pitches right down the middle, and you'd say, "What's he thinking?" But he's looking for something, and then he'd leave Earth, and he just knew what he was doing, looking for a pitch, gets it, drills it.
Often thought he was setting up the pitcher.
Oh yeah.
And Hanley looks like he does the same thing. That one's underneath. Joseph to the backstop. That'll advance Mookie Betts. He's down to second. 2 home runs last night.
Almost identical pitches, hanging hook. Oh, you watch that thing. You flip the bat. You can do anything you want. Look at that. He gently put the bat down that time, but my goodness, he had a lot of dances going on in the dugout, though.
Pass ball to get Betts to second. And a base hit could put the Red Sox in front here in the first inning. Gausman, a Colorado native, 6'3", about 190. He's now 26 years old. He has been off to a very rocky start this season.
How about challenge piece right here, cross seam right there.
Ramirez with 2 home runs off him. And fouls it away in a full count.
He did. Balls away a little bit.
Xander Bogaerts on deck. Marco Hernandez had to leave because of a left shoulder strain. He's being evaluated by the medical staff. He had to come out of the game in the 3-2. Line drive to right, closing in Rickard. He'll make the play. And another shot by Hanley. This one caught, though, by the right fielder. And a runner stranded at second. No score after 1. Getting to know Drew Pomeranz, and a couple of starts against the Orioles already this season. 2.38 ERA, 10 strikeouts in 11 1/3. A big one of scope with the bases loaded in the first inning to get out of that.
It was, and a big strikeout to me to Machado on a 3-2 pitch with a fastball. That was gutsy.
I think you're right. If the Red Sox go on and win this game, or Pomeranz gets the win, that might be the moment that he'll remember most vividly. Mancini, the hitter here, .222 with 5 home runs. He's cooled off after a very quick start. Has excellent power. Went back-to-back with Scope against the Red Sox twice this year already. 2-2.
Just show that fastball, but he's got a good feel for the breaking ball, throwing him 2 good ones downstairs.
Wave and a miss, and down he goes, strike 3.
That is a dandy right there. 3 in a row he threw good ones.
So he strikes out Mancini for the first out of the second inning. And Hardy will be next. Calling all kids. Kids can attend a game for free at Fenway when they sign up for Kid Nation. Free kids tickets available for the first 25,000 tickets redeemed. You can visit redsox.com/kidnation to sign up today.
Oh, he finally gave him one.
Sam Holbrook behind the plate tonight. Hardy at 190, and he was involved in a very controversial play last night. The triple play the Red Sox hit into in the 8th inning. The Red Sox believed the infield fly rule absolutely should have been invoked. They thought it was a textbook case. High bounder, scooping it nicely. Rutledge on the move. Nice dig.
Ooh.
And got him at first base. Moreland with some big time help there for out number 2.
Great picks on both ends. You talk about do or die play by Rutledge on this. You look, watch him pick this ball. It's do or die. He picks it. Off balance throw in the dirt. Moreland picks it over there. That's a beautiful thing. Both ends. It's nice to see Moreland pick that ball. We've heard how well he picks it. We haven't seen it that much this year. Looked like a disaster waiting to happen, that second hop.
Yeah. Turned out to be a fine play on both ends. So 2 gone. The 9-man Joseph up there. He'll take ball 1.
He needs a quick inning here with a pitch count. Haven't thrown so many pitches first inning.
Ground ball right there to Bogaerts. He vacuums that up and gets him. So that is a very fast inning. As he gets him 1, 2, 3. We're in the middle of the second. That took just 10 pitches.
Calendar into your favorite calendar program and don't miss another game for the rest of the season. You'll get your automatic updates, game reminders, and much more. Visit NESN.com/schedule to import the schedule today. How about that? Brutal.
You know, I thought the first 2/3 of it,
I know,
I was
right.
fearing for my position here.
I know.
But
I knew it was going to happen. I knew it.
You got a little cocky.
Yeah, I did.
You got a little cocky at the
Yeah,
end.
I did.
It's all right. We'll give you another crack at it. Xander Bogaerts leading off here in the bottom of the second. No score, Red Sox and the Orioles. Xander at 333, back to the 5 spot tonight, and he's going to get hit. And they're going to throw Gausman out of the game.
It's a curveball.
He has been thrown out. Joseph is livid and screaming at the home plate ump, Sam Holbrook. Xander Bogaerts hit by the pitch. Showalter has to back his catcher away, but they're going to need a new pitcher.
That's clueless. Holbrook is clueless. That's clueless.
Now, we talked about it that before the game tonight, earlier today, the commissioner of baseball, Rob Manfred, got on a conference call with both managers and general managers of both of these clubs. Joe Torre was also in attendance listening in, and they were told that it has to stop.
I mean, you can't be that clueless. I mean, he threw a breaking ball, hanging breaking ball into Bogaerts' back. I mean, everybody that watches the, anybody that knows baseball, that he's not trying to throw at him. That's ridiculous. I mean, have an idea.
We're hearing Showalter say exactly that, breaking ball. We just heard him say that.
I mean, that's silly. I mean, it's a hanging breaking ball.
There's no intent there.
No intent at all. You're pulling the trigger too quick. I mean, shock just sets in. I mean, this is ridiculous.
Gausman going, that's a curveball. It's a curveball.
I mean, you can't blame him. You just can't.
It's impossible not to be on the Orioles side on this.
Right. Everybody knows that. I mean, the whole ballpark knows that. The guy's pulling the trigger. It's like he's just doing his duty. They told me that if anybody gets hit, you run them.
Drew Pomeranz had
you
thrown
better
the
not
same.
throw a hook.
Well, if he had thrown the same pitch, Red Sox fans, the Red Sox dugout, John Farrell, would be just as livid as the Orioles are.
Oh, absolutely. And it was so slow. I mean, it was like he's just doing his job, but he's clueless.
Home plate umpire Sam Holbrook has ejected Kevin Gausman. And nobody obviously warming up in their bullpen. So there's going to be a sizable delay here.
Well, that just crushes their bullpen in the second inning. Look at this thing. Hanging breaking ball. It doesn't even hurt. Bogaerts gladly is going to take first base. And you see Joseph is jumping up and down behind the plate. He's going nuts. And I think Holbrook knows it now, but he already threw him out. I mean, you got to pause there for a second and figure it out. It's not that tough.
Yeah, I know some of the fans are cheering the results, but this is unfair.
It's embarrassing. It really is. I mean, this isn't what the league office wanted.
In some ways it comes back to, whether players should be allowed to manage the game, because I'm not sure this happens unless there's intervention on this earlier today. I don't know if the umpire would automate. Maybe he does.
I don't think he does.
But there's another hand in this, and I hate to say it. I know what the commissioner and I know what Joe Torre are trying to do. They're trying to make sure no one gets hurt. That's laudable. That's absolutely something you have to respect. But you're kind of taking away the sense of the umpire of what's the right thing to do.
I mean, last night you could have thrown out that kid Hart that threw one over Benintendi's head. I mean, right over his head.
And Andrew Benintendi did not feel like he was throwing at him.
No, but I don't know. It's so silly. And I understand. You understand because the call was made and they want anything to get out of hand.
So the Orioles have to go to their bullpen. Kevin Gausman thrown out of the ball game on an awfully quick hook by Sam Holbrook after a breaking ball, a curveball hits Xander Bogaerts, who's now in the dugout. It'll be obviously back at first base as soon as Richard Bleier gets all warmed up here.
If I'm Holbrook, I'm embarrassed right now. I'm embarrassed.
We're going to take a break here. The pitcher will get as much time as he requires to warm up. It could be some time. No score here at Fenway Park, and we'll be back with more in a moment. Fans, here's a rare opportunity. You can submit a video showing personality, edit into a commercial showing players' personalities. Top video airs as a Red Sox commercial on NESN. Winning fan gets $1,000 plus a visit to our broadcast booth. Go to NESNnext.com and upload your video today. Well, bottom half of the second inning, and the left-hander is all warmed up. Didn't take Richard Bleier that long. He made his major league debut on the 30th of May last year against Toronto. Brought in unexpectedly tonight because the starting pitcher, Kevin Gausman, has been run by Sam Holbrook. Hard to justify that action on a curveball that hit Bogarts. I mean, not a hint of intent on that one. So the Red Sox catch a break there, perhaps. Mitch Moreland, 274, 2 homers, 11 runs batted in. Runner at first base and nobody out.
Everybody's trying to find out in a hurry what this guy throws. They don't have any video.
Chris Young on deck. He likes the idea they brought on a left-hander. Toronto now leading the Yankees 6-3 early in their game. That's a slugfest.
This guy's not exactly bringing it, but I'll tell you what, his heart's probably pumping. He never thought he'd be in this game.
Well, it is first appearance of the season. And that one off the plate for ball 4. Really nothing that close. That'll put runners at first and second in front of Chris Young. Ace Ticket is Boston's trusted source for Red Sox tickets. From bleachers to box seats, Ace Ticket has the lowest prices to all the games at Fenway, starting at only $19 and backed with a 200% guarantee. Visit aceticket.com now or call 1-800-MY-SEATS. So Young to get in, getting the start tonight in left field, with Benintendi moving over to center field. Jackie Bradley going to be working on some things as he has slumped a little bit. So he has the night off, and Chris Young had to move out of the way, and that brings a little reaction from the stands.
This guy can't find the plate to save his life. 5 throws, not even close. Don't be too anxious here.
Another ball, and the count 2-0. So Blyers come on and missed with 6 straight.
Not real impressed so far, Buck over there.
He didn't take a long time to warm up either, did he?
No, he didn't.
And a strike.
I'll tell you what, it's not an easy thing to do to go out and warm up in front of everybody, because you really don't know. You're all fired up and you're not sure if you're ready or not, and everybody's watching, so you want to hurry up. Sometimes you're not ready.
The 2-1 with 2 on. That missed badly. That was another 87-mile-an-hour fastball to count 3-1.
He's featuring salad is what he's featuring. Hate to say that word. So demeaning.
I love how you second guess yourself after. The 3-1. All filled up now. Chris Young, Rutledge on deck. Red Sox trying to capitalize on a highly questionable decision by the umpire and the wildness of Blyer.
Well, Chris Young should have them all figured out. He's seen 5 pitches.
Chris looking for that first home run of the season. Bogarts and Moreland lead, and it's foul away.
Pretty good pitch right there in the corner.
And the left-hander's 3-2 again to Young. Big swing and a foul tip.
Wasn't thrown very hard, but in a good spot. Kind of tied him up.
Blyer was actually pretty effective with the Yankees in 23 relief appearances earlier in his career, and last year 1.96 ERA. Two ground ball picked off by Machado, goes to second, got one out there. They're safe at first and third. So Moreland out in the middle.
Didn't hit it hard enough to turn 2. See him get jammed. Machado makes the play and just flips it over to Scope. Easily in time to force out the first out of the inning.
So Red Sox with an opportunity to get on the board by making it out. And that'll bring up Josh Rutledge, who had to come on when Marco Hernandez injured a shoulder while committing an error at third base. Rutledge himself was injured earlier with a hamstring. Missed the team's first 19 games. Played in 28 games for the Sox last year and hit .265. And he'll take ball 1. Bogarts at third. Young at first. One and one.
I guess that's a little sinker. He turns it over a little bit. 86. Haven't seen anything harder than that. But he did get inside on Young, which is amazing. You know, throw over there.
Chris Young, a guy who can steal a base. He's running. There's a line shot and a base hit. Over Hardy, the run is in, and Young, who'd been on the move, is into third. Red Sox lead it 1-0. Rutledge paying dividends already tonight with a fine play and now an RBI single.
I'll tell you what, he was off to the races, Young. He was gone, and then a fastball. No, something off speed middle. Rutledge hits a rocket, and it catches the top of the glove of J.J. Hardy. That would have been a double play ball. You see Hardy, watch, just catches a little of it, slows it down. Young on his way to third base. First and third, one out, one run in.
Vasquez next. You know this is true that Ozzie Smith, great shortstop of St. Louis Cardinals, turned so many double plays with leaping grabs like that. He took base hits and doubles away. They were headed for the alley with his great leaping ability.
He almost got that.
He almost did.
That would not have been pretty for the Red Sox. What a jump Young had. He was halfway to second.
Now down to third. Rutledge with an RBI single. Vasquez with that .412 batting average. He snapped a season-long 6-game hitting streak on Sunday night. Went 4 for 4 against the Orioles on the 11th of April. Bounding ball back to the pitcher. He'll go to second base. Got the out there on the first and doubled him up. And that will retire the side. So the Red Sox have to settle for the 1 as the Orioles turn 2, 1-0 Boston. One nothing over the Orioles. Time to toss it downstairs, and Garen with a special guest.
Thanks, OB. I'm here with Kaylin Ray. She's a 2012 Red Sox Service Scholarship recipient from New Hampshire. Kaylin, it's been 5 years since you were on this field and you received your scholarship. What's it like for you to be back?
I cannot believe 5 years ago I was standing right there and I hadn't been a college student yet, and now I've just been around the world and back, and wow, I cannot believe in 17 days I'm walking across the stage. Last time I was here, I had no idea I'd be here again.
Just how important was that scholarship in you furthering your education?
Every little bit counts. Every college student knows that every little bit counts. It was really cool to have my home team. I'm from New Hampshire, and to have my home team be backing me with a scholarship, and not just a scholarship, but an experience with coming to Fenway, and now twice. Yeah, just very special.
In 2 weeks you graduate. What's next?
I think I'm going out to work at a nonprofit to work with at-risk youth in Hawaii. Yeah.
Well, congratulations on graduating soon. And we're here, so we got to ask you, who's your favorite Red Sox player?
I'm going to go with Dustin.
That's a good choice. Thanks for joining us. OB, we'll pass it back to you.
Garen Kaylin, thank you very much. Great moment in her life, about to graduate from college. Adam Jones gets in. I got one on the 20th of May graduating, University of New Hampshire, my daughter Katie.
Oh, good for
Last
you.
one for us. So you know what that means.
Bank accounts are done. Right? That's what that means.
I was going to say we're very proud. Popped up down the line, headed for the stands and out of play. But yeah, there's That wonderful moment.
You need more iron. That's what you do.
No more tuition payments.
Yeah.
Jones 0 for 1. He has reached on an error by the third baseman. But that was not Rutledge, who's been sharp since he came in. He's made a couple of nice plays.
How about the energy in him, huh? Making that play, bouncing around.
And in there for a called strike. Machado on deck. Red Sox up 1-0. You know, the Orioles are an outstanding offensive team with all these home run hitters. A dribbler up the line. Is it going to roll foul? They're going to wait. It keeps on rolling, and a foul ball. No, it got more than 2/3 of the way up that line.
I thought it was going to stay. You wonder if that's a level playing field sometimes when that ball gets, as soon as it gets on the dirt, you know it's got a chance to go foul. But it was staying, and then it finally went there.
The run the Red Sox got as Bogaerts came in to score is charged to Kevin Gausman. Now think about this. He's thrown out in the second inning without an out being recorded by the home plate umpire Sam Holbrook for hitting Xander Bogaerts with a pitch. Bogaerts comes in to score, so the Red Sox win the game 1-0. He takes the loss.
Yes, yes. And he's going to write him a letter. Thanks for the L. Huh? I mean, seriously. Hit by pitch, earned run, and an L.
High pop up. Moreland is right there in a shallow right to put that away. And there are 2 down. Get expert emergency care without even leaving the ballpark at the Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center. It's the first aid station behind Section 12 in the lower concourse. Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center is the official hospital of the Boston Red Sox. Visit bidmc.org. Machado 0 for 1, struck out in the first inning, caught looking when Pomeranz was in a lot of trouble after a double and an error. Hot shot. Bogaerts smoothly takes it in. And it's a fast inning again for Drew Pomeranz. He gets him 1, 2, 3. Red Sox ahead 1-0. NESN is brought to you by Echo Outdoor Power Equipment. And from Fenway, the Sox have a 1-0 lead against the Baltimore Orioles. Dustin Pedroia lead things off here against Blyer, the left-hander. In for a strike. Ubaldo Jimenez has left their dugout and gone out to the bullpen. Now, he was supposed to start tomorrow night, but because of this scenario where Gausman was thrown out and Blyer had to come in an emergency, they need a long man. It may not be Blyer, it may be Jimenez.
It's not a bad idea, especially since you don't want to blow out the bullpen. They've used their bullpen a lot, coming from New York, coming here.
There's a bullet headed toward the alley. Rickard can't get it, has to play it on a bounce. And Dustin Pedroia has a well-struck single. He's 1 for 2 tonight.
Pedroia hasn't got many doubles this year. He had a chance right there. Ball in the gap. Thought otherwise, trying to go for 2 right here. Ball's fastball up, out, over. He drives this ball in the gap.
And for Dustin Pedroia, he is now tied with Harry Hooper for 8th on the all-time hit list for the Red Sox. After that base hit, that'll send a Benintendi 0 for 1 with a fly to left. Andrew has now reached base in 22 of the 25 games he's played in. Going to be a pretty darn good Rookie of the Year race in the American League.
With that big old monster in New York, right?
Aaron Judge.
Ooh,
yeah.
He's got 12 jacks already. Hit 2 last night.
Benintendi hitting .327 with 3 home runs. Fought off foul out of play.
Boy, that ball middle, nothing on it. Oh my goodness.
Mookie Betts would be next. Just off the outside at 89. Last night, one of the moments that we talked about earlier was Benintendi ducking underneath a pitch from Hart, the left-hander. Fly ball into left field. Mancini just shy of the track to grab that. Pedroia back into first base.
You're going to talk about Benintendi, a little turtle piece here. Watch this. Right at his head. Whoa. How did he get out of the way?
That's what I wanted to know.
I mean, it's incredible. Look at this. Guy's throwing from down under. Luckily, that ball was like rising a little bit.
Andrew did not believe that had intent.
It's a rising high fastball.
Here's Mookie Betts. He took a walk in the first inning. Sox up 1-0 in the third. One ball and 1 strike. So we'll see who in the end does pitch tomorrow night as the starter for the Orioles.
We'd like to see Jimenez. We'd knock him around a lot.
A 1-1 makes it 2 balls and 1 strike. We know that Kyle Kendrick will be pitching for the Red Sox and make his first start of the year for the Sox. He had an outstanding spring.
He really did. Surprisingly.
High chop. Hardy ranging out there on the first and not in time. Mookie Betts beats the wrap. Pedroia out at second, and there are 2 gone. Enjoy the Fenway experience with your group in 2017. Group outings, perfect way to entertain your clients, boost employee morale, and a lot more. Visit redsox.com/groups for more information. Kendrick is coming off a terrific outing where he went 7 and allowed 1 hit.
Well, he hasn't been in the big leagues, what, in 2 years?
Hasn't won a game in the big leagues in a couple of years.
Last pitch for Colorado, right?
Yep, and he will be making his first career appearance against the Orioles tomorrow night in the finale, and then the Red Sox take to the road.
Seems to me Stephen Wright's not going to be around for a while, right? I don't know what the outcome is for sure, but
with the knee, that's right. So the Sox need some help in the rotation. The Red Sox pitching has really been very good. Throw over, not a good throw. It skips away from Davis, but no advance as it rolls up the line. Red Sox starters have now thrown at least 6 innings in the last 8 games, and in 7 of those, the starters allowed 2 earned runs or less. Bullpen ranks 3rd in the majors in ERA, so the offense has at times really sputtered.
You couldn't ask more from the pitching staff to this point, really.
You're right. I think you're right. Rick Porcello's been a tough luck guy, not getting run support despite some outstanding starts. To Hopper, there to Hardy, and Hanley Ramirez will be set down at first base, and that will retire the side. 1-0 Boston after 3.
Foundation, which serves the health, education, recreation, and social service. Thank you to the Red Sox Foundation for harnessing the passion of the Red Sox fans to raise funds and awareness.
I loved it. You moved me.
I made it. I did it.
Top half of the 4th inning, 1-0. Red Sox leading the Orioles, and Trumbo leading off. He's 0 for 1, flying out to center. And it'll be Davis and Scope. And a routine ground ball that Bogarts has. And really, Pomeranz, since that first inning where he labored at times, has been untouchable.
It's like ground balls galore. A punch out here and a ground ball there, like easy ground balls. Boy, he was in trouble after that first inning. A lot of pitches, and then he's just got back on the mound. He's got it going on.
Set down 8 straight. Now Chris Davis, always quite dangerous. He took ball 4 in that first inning that loaded up the bases. And looks at strike 1.
Got a nice little rhythm going here.
Red Sox will shift, bringing Rutledge over to the right side. He's at third base now. And Pedroia in the shotgun. And hit to beat the shift into right field. So Davis is on with a solid single with 1 out in the 4th. Don't miss WB Mason Extra Innings Live right after the game. TC and Steve Lyons will break down tonight's game, and you'll hear from Drew Pomeranz and John Farrell whatever, whenever, wherever, who but W.B. Mason. TC always eagle-eyed. He's the man who spotted Jimenez going out there.
Didn't he?
To the bullpen. Tom Caron never misses anything.
He does not. He came here for a couple innings and he was all over it.
Jonathan Scopo for one. He struck out first inning. Scope, one of the real power hitting middle infielders in the American League. Got that one by him at the top of the strike zone.
Boy, he came out of his shoes there. A 90-mile-an-hour fastball just up out of the zone a little bit, beat him.
And a 1-1. Beat him again, 1-2 that time with a hook.
That's that in-between swing. He swings at a breaking ball, but he wasn't quite sure. You want to try to slip that hot cheese by him? What are you going to do here? I'm throwing him a hook in the dirt.
Such a good pitch for him. The knuckle curve. He's had it going. There it is. Softer version, 80 miles an hour, and the pitch his dad taught him when he was a teenager.
Big guy like that throwing hooks. It's not fair. What do we got here? Fastball away. Okay.
Davis at first. One out, the 2-2. Hammered down the line, but a foul ball. MLB.com at bat is the #1 mobile app for live Red Sox baseball. Stay connected. Get Red Sox home screen icons and app features as well as game day and more. Download MLB.com at bat today. And his 2-2 again.
You know, you see Vasquez do this a lot. He always trying to tap up, making the hitter think inside. You see it all the time. He taps the ground, then he sets up down and away. Little trickster.
He's cagey.
Meanwhile, you better throw the ball where he wants you to, or that doesn't matter where he taps. You know what I mean? Throw it down the middle. Now you're going to throw over there. They're not running. They never run, right?
Not Davis. Fouled out of play. Yeah, that's not the Oriole game. There were times last year they seemingly went months between stolen bases, but Jerry and I were musing, do they even have
a hit and run or a stolen base? Yeah. Did they need a third base coach just to wave him around? That's about it. He's still mad over there, Buck. He's hooting on. He's ready to go.
He has a right to, given what happened when Gausman got thrown out. Big swing and a miss, and down he goes for the second time. And that's out /2.
Can't hit that curveball in the dirt. It looks ugly doing it too. I'll tell you what. Good spot for it. 12-6 going straight down. It's right over the top. A little off balance. Perfect.
Mancini next. He's 0 for 1 with a K. And the Orioles stole only 19 bases last year. All of last year. Fewest in the big leagues. Dribbled. Rutledge charging. Bare hands. Throws, and he threw it away. Up against the side rail, heading into third base. Davis takes the turn. He'll go back to third base, into second base is Trey Mancini, and the Red Sox commit another error.
That's probably going to be a hit in an air, but if he makes it clean, I was surprised he even barehanded this ball. I thought he had time to glove it. You see, Mancini, he didn't really get out of the box that much. He could maybe have gloved this, but he went with the bare hand and he just launched it. You see him catch this thing, the full hand. It's, you know, trying to two-seam that thing. He just threw the whole thing with his hand completely around it, not even close. Luckily, Trumbo doesn't score from third.
Well, it's not getting any better. The Red Sox have made 2 more errors tonight and lead the majors with 25. And third base has been the position that has led that parade.
And the black hole over there.
Here's Hardy. And he'll take strike 1. He's 0 for 1 with a tapper to third base.
Well, I'll tell you what, Pomeranz is the hook master, isn't he? Last couple of games and tonight.
Way more curveballs than fastballs.
Yeah, he's got a crooked arm is what he's got.
This will be his 69th pitch officially. And in for a called strike at 90.
Thank you.
So 0-2. Got out of a big time jam in the first inning with the bases loaded by striking out Scope. Now second and third, a jam not of his making. With 2 down and 2 strikes and Hardy.
Careful with that hook in the dirt. You want to get it away.
Can he escape again? Hard ground but foul, and that one almost got Chris Davis, the runner at third base. He was in foul ground.
Well, I tell you, he dropped the head on that thing. Couldn't keep it fair. That's why you got to be in foul territory as a base runner, so if you get drilled, you're not out.
0-2. Hardy scuffling along at 188. And fouled back in a big rip. Fans, Benjamin Moore. You can paint like no other. Go to benjaminmoore.com to find your nearest retailer. Top half of the 4th inning. Red Sox ahead 1-0. But trouble for Pomeranz. Caleb Joseph on deck. Pomeranz with 4 strikeouts. Here's the 0-2. Buried it and stopped by Vasquez.
You got to smother that thing. Know it's coming. You got to smother it.
They went back to Uncle Charlie there. Will he stay with the curveball? He's ahead in the count.
I wouldn't throw a strike with my fastball.
2 on and a 1-2.
And he didn't. Just trying to set up that curveball.
Chris Davis 90 feet away. Trey Mancini is second. Base hit could put the Orioles in the lead. Pomeranz trying to end the threat. The 2-2. Cut on and missed. He struck him out. That'll require a throw. That's the big K, and he's had a couple of huge ones tonight. Pomeranz strands them at second and third. FranklinSports.com/custom. Enter the code NESSON20 and receive 20% off at checkout. Franklin is proud to be the official batting glove of Major League Baseball. Dennis Eckersley, Dave O'Brien, and Garen Austin from Fenway. Red Sox head 1-0. Go to the second inning, and Xander Bogaerts hit by a pitch, a breaking ball by Gausman, and Gausman is thrown out rather inexplicably by the home plate umpire Sam Holbrook, despite the fact it was a breaking ball with seemingly no intent at all.
You're never going to get hit with something softer than that, maybe a knuckleball.
And he would later come in to score the only run in the game so far on a Rutledge RBI single. And that's been the scoring. So Blyer had to come on in an emergency. He's just thrown his 33rd pitch. In the minor leagues this season, he did not have a stint more than 35 pitches. No activity in their bullpen at the moment. Moreland on deck. And a ground ball to Hardy, and he boots it. Well, he's had a tough run defensively against the Red Sox.
Yeah, cost him a game earlier in the year here. A double play ball that he couldn't turn. This one is just a boot. Didn't look like a bad hop. Ball beat him. It happens to the best of them.
Last night he did not catch the ball in left field. That Red Sox firmly believe should have been an infield fly rule, but it turned into a triple play. But
that ball was like a Super Bowl. The second hop sort of took off on him.
Really did. Brings up Moreland, who has walked and hammers that one foul.
Blyer seems to be getting some weak ground balls, and there's nothing dazzling about what he's featuring out there.
There's the note from Alex Spear, the Boston Globe, in 108 stitches. There's a shot. Head over the wall. Off the bottom of the tin. Bogaerts on his way to third. Long single as the throw comes into second. First and third now for the Red Sox. A slicing liner by Moreland for a base hit.
Once again, Moreland puts a charge into this ball, and the gap ball's up a little bit, and he just beautiful swing by him. Fenway swing. That ball's over Mancini's head in a hurry. Off the bottom of the boards. He double pumps but gets it in. I don't think Moreland could have went to second anyway, but first and third, nobody out.
Been a pretty quiet homestand for Moreland. He was 3 for 22 coming in, but signs that he is heating up again. 2 for 4 last night, 1 for 1 tonight. That brings up Young. Chris one at bat tonight, hit into a fielder's choice. That one hit toward the alley. Nobody out there. That's going to drop down. Backhanded by Jones. Another run is in. Moreland down to third. A slide in double for Young. And the Red Sox lead it 2-0.
Yeah, Young had him all sized up after last time. He saw 6 pitches, hit a weak ground ball. This time, first pitch swinging. Hits a bullet in the gap. This guy's turning into a pumpkin after 35 pitches. You see that ball is rifled into the gap. You're hoping it'll score 2 runs, but it only scores 1. You'll take it. You see this ball gets into the gap in a hurry. You got Moreland running around second right now. You're hoping he could score, but they hold him up second and third, nobody out.
I think it was a timely note by Mr. Spear. But they don't have anybody going in their bullpen.
I know. I'm amazed they didn't have somebody going right along with him at the start of this inning.
It sent out Jimenez out there, but he's still seated.
This guy's got salad to begin with, let alone be tired.
Here's Rutledge. Already an RBI single since he came on for the injured Marco Hernandez. Second and third, nobody out. Red Sox up 2-0, looking for more here in the 4th inning. And a quiet bullpen right now. Vasquez on deck.
I mean, why even put Jimenez down there in the bullpen if you're not going to use him?
You'd think if they were going to bring him in,
right,
now would be the time. at least to get him up.
Right. But meanwhile, you just say, well, he'll just pitch tomorrow. It's like they're almost forfeiting this thing.
The 1-1. Ground ball sharply hit. Hardy will come home. Here's the throw. Not a good one. It sails. Marlins scores. It bounces off the backstop. Young to third. Red Sox lead it 3-0. And Hardy's having all sorts of problems out there.
If Hardy had his chance to do this again, I don't think he would have went to home. He's almost flat-footed when he got this ball. He's playing back. You figure that the runs should score because they're all hit. You know, they're running on contact. He doesn't get everything into it. It's a high throw over the head of Joseph. Another error there by J.J. Hardy. You don't see that very often. You see him go into the hole and he just flicks this thing with no momentum behind it.
He can't wait to get out of Fenway.
I guess that's not an error. Well, you got to get an out on that. It's an error.
Here's Vasquez. He swings and stings a liner. Moving. Vasquez hit into a double play his first time up. Red Sox up 3-0. Pop to center. Scope out into the outfield. He'll make the play. Young will bluff and now head back to third base. And safely. That's the first out of the inning.
Well, you see the strength of Scope's arm. It's amazing. He's backpedaling into center field. I thought Young might challenge him. I really did, because his momentum was going backwards. He was waiting for him to do it, and then he threw behind him. Look at this. He's backpedaling. He's not worried at all. Next thing you know, he throws right behind him. He's got a gun.
Top of the batting order now, Dustin Pedroia, who stung a single in the third inning. He's 1 for 2. And now hitting .282, looking for that first home run of 2017. Red Sox trying to get a leg up in this series. Victory tonight would have them in front 2-1 heading into the finale tomorrow night. And the Red Sox will jump on the charter and head from Minnesota for a weekend series against the Twins.
This is the kind of game this Blair kid will probably, when he's done pitching, he goes down to the minor leagues at the end of the game, right? One of those.
Quite possibly, yeah.
Right, because you can't use him for a couple days because he gives you 3 innings.
1-0. There's a drive into left field. Mancini back to the track. He'll make the catch. Young will tag, and he is in to score to make it 4-0 Sox. As Dustin Pedroia picks up his 7th RBI. Red Sox have scored 3 times. Now this is Machado at third base. Little hidden ball attempt here, but Young not buying anything. Swipes at Manny Machado.
It's that little weasel play. Par for the course.
You said it.
I said it.
Here's Benintendi with Rutledge on at first base, and the Sox ahead 4-0. Tell you what, I'm scratching my head about Buck Showalter, who is one of the better managers of a bullpen you're going to find anywhere, but deciding not to warm anybody else up here.
You're just saying, I'm going to let this guy go as far as he can go. That's all there is to it.
Now, he does have an offense, and it's only the 4th inning, so maybe that's his rationale here. On the infield, gently hit. Scope will snatch that, and quick throw just got him at first base to retire the side. The Red Sox scored 3 times heading to the 5th. It is 4-0 Boston. honoring the 07 Red Sox World Championship game number 27. The Red Sox would beat the Mariners 8-7. Manny Ramirez homered twice. J.C. Romero picked up his first save of the season. Well, that was a smooth water season in 07.
Yes, it was.
A lot went right for the ball club, and that was in the end, it was evident the Red Sox were just the best team.
They were, but they were down 3-1 to Cleveland, right? I mean, they were in the driver's seat, Cleveland, and they just couldn't get it done. They had Carmona and Sabathia coming at you. Remember that?
Correct, yeah. And the Red Sox would win a couple of games. I remember Josh Beckett saying, "Give me the ball."
Yeah, in Cleveland, game 5, he won.
Give me the ball, and then
Drew won game 6 with a slam off Carmona.
The grand slam here.
Yeah.
That's right. And the Red Sox would go on to sweep the World Series once they got there against Colorado. Joseph lofts that one down the line, foul ground. Moreland ranges and gets it. And Joseph is retired, 1 man away here in the 5th inning. Red Sox ahead 4-0. The CVS Health Charity Classic has added a 2-day family-friendly food festival. Introducing Crave, Rhode Island, June 15 and 16 at the Dunkin' Donuts Center in Providence. For tickets and information, visit CVSHealthCharityClassic.com. Here's Rickert. He started the night with a double, a chalk line double down the right field line. He's also grounded out. But the double came in the 1st inning. Then Adam Jones reached on an error. There was also a pass ball and a walk in the inning. The bases were loaded. But Pomeranz struck out Scope to end that threat. And also in that inning, a big strikeout of Machado as that one is stung into center field for a base hit by Rickert.
That's nice hitting right there. Waiting on that curveball. Doesn't try to pull it. Smokes it into center field. Stayed back. Boom, head down. Beautiful.
Brings up Adam Jones. He is 0 for 2 tonight. .279 with 4 home runs for the veteran. And fouls away strike 1.
He's late on that 90.
Jones trying to bust out of an 0 for 11.
It's like looking curveball, swing at the fastball. That's why you're late sometimes.
A ball and a strike. Hits are identical at 4 apiece, but the Red Sox have all 4 runs. Machado on deck. And the 1-1 down into the dirt and stopped by Vasquez. Nice play by Christian there.
Very nice.
Fans, be sure to stop by Plainridge Park Casino. Plainridge Park Casino, 45 minutes from Boston. I think it's fair to say the man in the on-deck area for the Orioles has replaced A-Rod as the villain.
The villain, you're right.
Red Sox Nation puts to the very top of the charts. And he's 24 years old. He's going to be around for a long time. And that one will just miss, according to Holbrook.
He kind of flinched back there, Holbrook. Even Adam Jones isn't sure what happened. Did he call it a strike? Because what's he mad for? What happened there? What's he mad at? Then he calls it a strike.
Yeah.
He fake pumped him.
It was a very, very late call.
That was ugly. What are you doing?
Look at the look on Buck Showalter's face. An interesting night for Mr. Holbrook. Big swing and a miss, and that is a strikeout. Jones goes down angrily, and he's been thrown out. So Holbrook gets another Oriole. He's thrown 2 of them out. I wonder if Buck Showalter's going to survive this. He's trying to push away Jones, but he's already been tossed out of the game.
I mean, I know you can't argue balls and strikes, but that's bad. Holbrook looks foolish tonight.
So Adam Jones has been tossed out after striking out. There are 2 gone in the inning. And Machado next.
I'm not showing anybody up, he said. I'm getting thrown out if I'm Buck right here. You know, I couldn't deal with this personally. I'd go off.
It continues to kind of stalk Holbrook.
Yeah.
And now he walks away.
Well, I give him credit. So this is a curveball that's borderline, but he doesn't call a strike right away, and then all of a sudden he puts his right hand up, and he looked back like, what? And then he swings at the high cheese. See ya. And now he's just a little angry. He must have dropped a bomb on him right here. Yeah, he called him something. Can't blame him, because he is.
It's already been a long night for the umpire. Now Machado with 2 down, a runner at first base. Red Sox ahead 4-0. And a high pop-up foul out of play. So the Orioles have lost their starter and their starting center fielder tonight. I know what some Sox fans are saying. Hey, Barnes got 4 games. Betts got hit. There were no repercussions on that. So, you know.
And then Machado never got hit, if you think about it.
Machado never got hit, and the scales are balancing a little bit.
Boy, and Betts got hit good, too.
But Gausman never should have been thrown out of the game. And the 0-1 is high and wide. Now, it's possible that Holbrook gave him a verbal sign on the strike, but boy, the visual sign took forever.
Oh, it was brutal. I thought it was a ball, and then the late strike call.
Rickard on at first, hot shot to short, backhanded Bogarts, goes to second of the force, and that retires the side. We're at the midway point. The Orioles down a couple of key men tonight, courtesy of Sam Holbrook. 4-0 Red Sox. Our Granite City Electric poll question. Who currently is the greater rival for the Red Sox? The Yankees or these Orioles? Check out your response. 61% of you now say it is the Baltimore Orioles.
Yes, it is.
I would concur. Gentry, the new center fielder, after Jones gets the hook from Sam Holbrook. And Mookie Betts beginning the last half of the 5th inning. And a pop-up on the right side. Scope and Davis wants it for out number 1, and Mookie's 0 for 2 tonight.
Tell you what, this kid's done a pretty decent job. You think about last inning, J.J. Hardy cost him a couple of runs. He hasn't really been knocked around all that much.
And 2 of the 3 runs were unearned.
Right.
They are going to get Jimenez throwing
with his coat on.
He's got his pullover.
Yeah, that's cute.
I thought they might have started him last inning. We both did, but he's up now.
The way he hooks that ball, huh?
Here's Hanley. He is lined to right and grounded to the shortstop. Over 2 tonight. Red Sox up 4-0. Xander Bogaerts, who was hit by a pitch in the 2nd inning and came around to score, reached on an error his next time up and came around to score. He's on deck.
Boy, he waves at that changeup. He's getting used to going bridge about 450 every night, isn't he? He's due.
His last 4 home runs are closing in on 2,000 feet. Feels like. 1-1. There's a drive. High and deep to left. Racing back Mancini, and he'll make the play in the corner. And Hanley Ramirez is 0 for 3. So 2 down here in the 5th. And Xander Bogaerts next, looking for his first hit tonight, even though he scored twice. So the Red Sox with a 4-0 lead here in the 5th. And Xander has scored half those runs. Now he's due for his first home run.
He is due. Still hitting .329, doing his job. Can't squawk about that. We always said the home runs will come. And last year they came.
Hit 21 a year ago. He has hit safely in 6 in a row.
That's why he's better off down in the lineup. You know, driving runs, more of a run producer than flicking base hits at the top of the lineup.
Moreland on deck. We're in the 5th inning. And a strike.
This kid's got that feel for the changeup all of a sudden.
He's thrown more than 50 pitches since coming on in relief of Gausman. Looks like it's going to be his last inning. That one's flicked foul by Xander. Stay tuned for the Red Sox final, presented by Plainridge Park Casino. TC and Steve will dive deep into the key moment of tonight's game and preview Kyle Hendricks' start tomorrow against Baltimore.
So Jimenez might be coming in the 6th inning. He's going to forego starting tomorrow to give you an inning or 2. I don't get it. Yes. Ooh.
Oh, the left-hander had started to walk off the hill.
That's the walk off, like I've got to have that. I need that. That's a strike. Low paint.
Didn't get it. 2-2. And ball 3. So a full count on Xander Bogaerts with 2 down, bases clean. Three-two. Roll toward third base, on the charge. Machado on the line, throws, and off the glove of Davis. Bogaerts heading into second base as that one rolls into the camera well, and he's safely there.
That's going to cost Machado an error right there. Nice play to get to it. He's got a gun, but you were not going to throw out Bogaerts on this play. See this weak ground ball. Machado's charging it. He gets to it. He's got the kind of arm to throw him out, but he's just too fast, and then he just runs too fast. There's no way he could have thrown him out. He tried, and then it trickles into the camera well. It costs him an error.
So into scoring position, Roger McDowell, their pitching coach, out to the hill to talk with the left-hander. Going to be ruled a base hit and an error on Machado to get Xander to second base.
You know, you want your third baseman to make an attempt at it, but it was impossible. It really was. To get enough on that ball, he got a lot on it.
For him, yeah, he thinks he can make every play.
He's the only guy that could probably make that play with his arm.
Pretty darn close. So an opportunity for the Red Sox to take a 5-0 lead or more. Now the Red Sox sweep, you win free furniture and mattresses. In 2007, Jordan's gave away $30 million in free furniture when the Red Sox swept the World Series. Shop the Monster Deal Plus 60 only at Jordan's Furniture. Orleans had a good night with a walk and a single. He has scored a run. And there goes Bogarts taking off. Throw down to third. He's safe. And he's got himself a stolen base. Got a tremendous jump.
Yeah, I guess you might as well take it if you know you're going to make it. And he makes it fairly easy. You're going to give it to you, take it.
That is his third stolen base of the season.
Well, I played with Ricky Henderson. He used to take third all the time.
Joseph came up as if to gun, but Bogarts easily back in without a throw. Well, that must have been a treat, the years you played with Ricky.
Oh, man. The way he stole bases, are you kidding me? They'd give him third. He'd take third, and we didn't even need it. It was a Ricky bag. He had a ton of Ricky bags.
Is that what he called them? Swing and a miss, 2-1.
Yeah, you don't need it, you know. He needed it.
And always identified himself in the third person.
Yes. Ricky B.
What a player.
Oh, the greatest. Greatest I ever played with.
All right, that is saying a lot. The length of your career, the guys you played with. Fouled off, 2-2.
They got a field named after him. They named the Oakland field after him.
Yep.
That's a big deal.
I think he earned it.
Yeah, he did.
Shift on.
Shift on. Meanwhile, he's hitting balls to left center field.
That's what he did with his base hit off the base of the monster in the fourth inning. It came in to score. And the count moves to 3-2. Well, the Orioles are upset with the strike zone of Sam Holbrook.
Well, he thought he had Bogarts punched out. Down and in. Didn't get it.
Bogarts off the fake goes back to third base. Nobody within a country mile of him.
That would bother me. I couldn't handle that. Look at him.
Dancing down the line. Ground ball into the shift. Scope has a long throw, but on target with that strong arm. And a Red Sox stranded runner at third base. So through 5, it remains the Red Sox 4 and Baltimore nothing, and the Orioles still chirping. Now, top half of the 6th inning, Pomeranz back at it, with the Red Sox in the lead 4-0. Trumbo, Davis, Schoop for the Orioles, and Trumbo tonight is flied out and grounded out to short. Pomeranz was on the high wire in the 1st inning with the bases loaded, but he got out of that jam. And another one in the 4th inning with a couple of men in scoring position, and each time he struck out the batter for the 3rd out.
Both times there was an error involved that not his doing. There's a changeup. Finally, I finally saw a changeup. It's usually been fastball, breaking ball all night long.
And the 2-1. They're starting to close in on 100 pitches at 90.
He never thought he'd get this far after that 1st inning.
Yeah, he was breezing though in the 2nd and the 3rd in particular.
He walks him. I'm getting somebody up.
And the 3-1 to Trumbo. Well, home run cut. Foul tipped it. 3-2.
Boy, he beat him right there. Ball up a little bit. Do it again.
Payoff pitch. And he missed with
it.
According to the home plate umpire, he did. That should have been a strike. Sam Holbrook missed it.
He caught that funny, but that's a strike. Hello.
It's ball 4, but it should have been a strike.
Sitting on the corner, he throws it middle.
That's a good pitch.
Middle in. That's a strike.
Wow. So the leadoff man is on. And that is going to get the Red Sox bullpen moving around and active.
Yeah, somebody's got to get up.
No reaction there from Pomeranz. Here's Davis. He has walked and singled.
I'll tell you what, I give him credit. I'd be squawking. He's staring in. Doesn't do any good, but
you'd let him know.
Yeah, he's got to know.
Pitch number 94 here. And it's 1-1 on Davis. Pomeranz pitching line brought to you by Ace Ticket. 2 walks, 6 Ks. And it's Hembree getting started. Leadoff man is on, and Trumbo. That's a strike.
Man, what is he looking for? He's looking for something he can swing and miss, maybe.
In his case, it's usually looking for something to hit about 450 feet. And oftentimes for Davis, it's one or the other. He is the modern slugger.
Just not afraid to strike out, ever.
He'll take a walk too, though.
I mean, he will.
88 of them last year.
Yep.
We've seen him pitch in a game against the Red Sox. Remember that?
Pretty good stuff.
Oh. That is in there for a strike and caught him looking.
What is he looking for?
Down he goes. 1 away in the inning.
I mean, I know it's on the corner, but there's 2 strikes. You know, you got to extend the strike zone a little bit. He already took 1 fastball. Ball might be a little away, but you got to go sit down.
So 7 strikeouts for Pomeranz. He's gotten this man twice. Schoop. That's a foul ball. He's the man he fanned in the 1st inning with the bases loaded. He also struck him out with a man on in the 4th inning.
I don't think he can hit his curveball. He's punched him out twice on curveballs in the dirt.
Pomeranz making his 3rd start of the season against Baltimore. Another solid one against the Birds. Here's the 0-1. That's a shot toward the triangle. On the move, Benintendi giving chase, not going to get it. It'll take a bounce and it's up into the bleachers. So that's going to be an automatic double.
Saved him a run, I'll tell you what.
That'll send Trumbo to third base. And Schoop with a shot, this time with a double.
Hits the fastball. That's a 2-run bomb in Baltimore, believe me. Meanwhile, he hits this ball in the triangle out there. High fastball, gets on it, drives this ball. Benintendi has no chance. This ball is way back. One hop, you're begging it to go in the stands, and it does.
John Farrell's out. He's going to take the baseball, and the night is over for Drew Pomeranz. Gets into the 6th inning with 1 down. So it's up to the bullpen from here. Hembree coming in. We'll take the break. Red Sox on top 4-0, and the Orioles threatening in the 6th inning. Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. Orioles have a couple of men in scoring position. Sox on top 4-0. Top half of the 6th inning. Dennis Eckersley, Dave O'Brien, and Garen Austin with you. So Pomeranz leaving behind a little bit of trouble here for Heath Hembree. As Drew goes into the 6th inning.
That first inning cost him a lot of pitches, and a couple errors extended some innings on him. Get that pitch count up.
Yep, Red Sox committing 2. Orioles have made 2 officially. So Hembree 0-1. He's throwing the baseball well. 14 innings, 16 strikeouts.
Boy, he's done his thing this year. He's on a pace now. What, his 13th game? They've played what, 26? He's on a pace for 80.
Here's Mancini, a single and a strikeout tonight. 1 for 2. And Hembree gets ahead with a little cutter, it looked like.
Yeah, a little itty bitty cutter. Thank goodness, because he's all over it.
Hembree has seen this batter twice in his career. He struck him out both times. Off the plate, 1-1.
Back-to-back cutters.
Trumbo walked. Davis struck out, but Schoop just doubled into the triangle. A 1-hopper into the stands off the warning track. And the 1-1 from the right-hander, and that one is stroked into center field straight away. Backing up Benintendi there to make the play. Tagging up at third. Trumbo is in to score, and Schoop scoots down to third base. That is out number 2, and a run in to make it 4-1 Red Sox.
When he first hit that, I thought he got it, but he did not. Thank goodness. You see that another cutter, middle, end of the bat. That's what it was. End of the bat, or that ball is going to be way back. Just a measly sacrifice fly.
And Schoop advancing 90 feet. So here's Hardy. He's had a night to forget defensively, and you think about last night too, the catch and a pop-up in the 8th inning, although it ended really well, as well as it could end with the triple play, but that's one he should have caught, and he takes ball 1.
You see the first error here, just a ground ball, kind of sped up on him. That last hop ate him up, and this ball isn't in the hole. He tries to get something on it. No chance, really.
0 for 2 at the plate. Right through there for a strike. Tonight he is grounded out and struck out. 2 down, a runner at third, a run in. 4-1 Sox here in the 6th. And the 1-1. Pop foul out of play. Four runs, 5 hits, 2 errors for Boston. 1 run, 5 hits, 2 errors for Baltimore. Embry thinking about a strikeout here. J.J. Hardy. Oh, it just missed. And the count moves to 2-2.
He gets a lot of carry on his fastball. He'll throw a fastball low and it just stays right there.
Two coming. Fouled back. Our pitch zone is not up temporarily. We're getting that fixed for you. Two and 2 to count on Hardy. Runner at third base in scope. Embry looking for the K and can't get it there. 3 balls, 2 strikes, so he's run it full. Big inning for the Red Sox was the 4th when they scored 3 times. And the 3-2 to Hardy now. He spoils that one. Boston Bulldogs Running Club hosting their 2nd annual Run for Recovery 5K at Franklin Park Sunday. It's a tribute to those who are battling or have lost their lives to addiction. Still time to register. Visit BostonBulldogsRunning.com for more information. They'll do the 3-2 again. Here it comes. And a foul ball that caught a piece of his foot or his leg. Hardy 2 for 5 off of Embry in his career. Jimenez, who's supposed to start tomorrow night, is going to be the next pitcher in the game here tonight.
Right. It's kind of silly.
3-2, line shot, base hit into left field, and another run is in. Scope trots home to make it 4-2. So that closes the gap.
Pretty good at bat there by Hardy, fouling off some balls down low and gets something he could pull. Stings it.
His 7th RBI. So the leadoff walk and a double both come in to touch home plate, and that brings up Caleb Joseph, who has grounded out, popped up. So the Red Sox involved suddenly in another tight game that's been commonplace this year. There's a shot to center field for a base hit. Joseph jumping on the first one. Hardy to second base.
Looking fastball, getting fastball.
And now the top of the order, and Rickard. Remember, Adam Jones has been thrown out of the ball game by Sam Holbrook for arguing balls and strikes. Willis will now head on out.
Give somebody time to get going because there was nobody up at the time. Like Scott.
No, it's Ben Taylor get going.
Yep.
Right-hander just starting to throw. A 4-2 game. Baltimore now ahead in hits, in fact, 7-5.
This is where you get 30 seconds, right? Guy comes out to the mound, the pitching coach.
Yes, that's the theory.
That's the theory.
So it'll be the top of the order Rickard. He's doubled, singled, and grounded out tonight, 2 for 3. Last night's game was almost over by now. 2 hours and 33 minutes. Thanks to Chris Sale. It'll be a different story tonight. First pitch swinging right through it, and it's 0-1.
Looking fastball, getting it, missing it. See if he'll change lanes here. Throw something else.
And a 1-strike pitch. Off the outside. Pomeranz remaining inside that dugout as Hembree looks for that elusive third out. That's a ball, according to Holbrook. Red Sox will be heading to Minnesota and Milwaukee on this upcoming trip. We'll have some baseball indoors at Miller Park against the Brewers. Here's the 2-1. Now 3 balls and a strike. One more like that, they're going to be loaded up.
He's conscious of keeping the ball down, but it's just out of the zone. You got to go get him right here.
Now Scott is up as well, along with Taylor. So it's been a struggle for Hembree.
He's got a party right here. 3-1. Go for it.
Foul tipped in the mid at 94.
Yes. Air it out.
Runners will be off to the races here with 2 down and a full count, with Gentry on deck. He's the man who came on when Jones was thrown out. So Hardy and Joseph will be running.
Don't get cute. Just air it out. He's shaking him off. A little fake bump here. Gas him.
Runners go. And he got him.
Cutter.
He strikes him out to finally get out of the inning, but the Orioles scored twice. Bottom of the 6th coming. 4-2 Red Sox. Perks. Earn a free beverage when you enroll and speed past the line with on-the-go ordering. DD Perks. Everyone deserves an upgrade. Download the Dunkin' app today. Speeding past the line may not be possible at all locations. So Ubaldo Jimenez, who was supposed to start tomorrow night, will pitch tonight. 6'5" right-hander, now 33 years old. Will pitch in the 6th inning with a 4-2 Red Sox lead. And Chris Young will be the first man against him. Long-time starter with a strike, and that's a generous call.
Jimenez got knocked around this year.
Another one that did not look like it was on the corner for a strike.
Kind of sort of came back a little bit. I think of that split finger.
Young with an RBI double in the 4th inning. He's also hit into a fielder's choice. Matt Barnes loosens in the pen. 1-2, little roller on a check swing, but a foul ball. Tonight, after Red Sox coverage on NESN Sports Today, we preview Game 3 of the Celtics Eastern Conference semifinal with the Wizards. NESN Sports Today, presented by People's United Bank. See what know-how can do. What an effort by Isaiah Thomas.
Ooh, 50. What do you got? 29 points in the 4th and the extra.
Incredible.
Yes.
53 points.
He's on a mission, man, that kid.
Rutledge on deck, and then Vasquez here in the last half of the 6th. Another take by Chris Young, who was in the hole quickly and a couple of dubious strikes, and now it's 3-2. Jimenez with a payoff. Got jammed there and he popped it foul back out of play.
You could see why Jimenez is just not consistent. His delivery is just so hard to repeat. That violence that he has when he throws it behind his arm goes straight down.
And he walked him. He had him 0-2 and he puts him on. So Young takes the walk. Time for a game break, brought to you by Jordan's, the furniture store of the Boston Red Sox. Here's TC. Tom, thank you very much. Judge with 13.
What in the world?
And Young is out at first base.
He thought he wasn't paying attention to him. He was off to the races like last time. Got carried away thinking he could just bolt. Meanwhile, he was paying attention. And look at this. He is out. See, he thought he's going to trick everybody again. It didn't work this time.
It's a 1-3 caught stealing.
Yep, he got caught big time.
Red Sox with a 4-2 lead. Young cut down. The 0-1 to Rutledge. Josh came into the ball game and played third base after Marco Hernandez was hurt early with a shoulder injury. He has singled in a run, and the breaking ball will miss. A couple of former Colorado Rockies here going toe-to-toe. Rutledge and Jimenez. A hopper to Hardy, who sets him down, and they're now 2 away in the Red Sox 6th.
Speaking of Colorado, they're playing pretty good, aren't they? I mean,
they really are.
Surprisingly, I don't think anybody expected them to be that good. I mean, you know they can hit, but they've been pitching.
They're 16-11, and right now they're half a game behind the Arizona Diamondbacks of Torey Lovullo.
Hello.
We're leading that division, National League West.
Good for him.
Good man. Vasquez will take a strike. Christian tonight is hit into a double play. He's also popped to second. So looking for that first hit. Red Sox only have 5 hits. Oh, 0-2. Dustin Pedroia on deck. Two down, bases empty for the Red Sox in the 6th. Vasquez suddenly with a more mortal looking batting average of .389 without a home run. Kind of lunged at that one. So the question now is, who will Buck Showalter pitch tomorrow night? Gausman's fresh.
I know, I told you. And he's mad too, because he's on the hook for this L right now.
He's fresh and he's angry.
Yeah, he is.
After being tossed out by hitting the first man up in the 2nd inning.
You think they may call somebody up? Who knows?
0-2 on the way. Cut on and missed. Down he goes. The Red Sox send only 3 men to hit. And at the end of 6, it's 4-2 Boston. Was of course the Machado slide spiking Dustin Pedroia, and then started to come undone. Barnes going too high, gets thrown out of the game. Once against Machado, and that was Bundy drilling Mookie Betts. No repercussion from that. Last night, Sale, Chris Sale buzzing right behind that leg. Warnings, no one ejected. Machado quite angry about that. And tonight, this just didn't make any sense, because that's a breaking ball to Bogarts, and Gausman, a starter in the 2nd inning, is thrown out.
No, you think about it now, you're lucky that Sale didn't get thrown out last night. Would have been a whole different ball game last night.
Here's Craig Gentry.
Would have been the opposite of this one, right?
Right.
We would have been terribly upset, like Buck is right now, has been.
Well, we would have missed one of the most electrifying pitching performances of the year.
Absolutely.
To this point.
Yes.
For the Red Sox, as he struck out the first 5 men he faced. He wound up with 11. Gentry batting for the first time He came on after Adam Jones was thrown out by the home plate ump Holbrook, who has run 2 Orioles in this one. Seventh inning, Red Sox up 4-2. Ground ball to Moreland. He'll take it himself. That's a quick out in the 7th inning. Tomorrow at 6, don't miss Red Sox first pitch, presented by Joseph Abboud, available at Men's Warehouse. TC and Steve Lyons will preview Kyle Kendrick's start tomorrow against the Orioles. First time in a couple of years in the big leagues. And after a great spring, he's on the mound in there in Stephen Wright's spot. Was out with a knee injury. And now the encounter, as they will square off against each other, Barnes and Machado, for the first time since the controversy in Baltimore.
Start him off with a breaking ball.
Of course, Barnes was suspended 4 games after that high tight pitch, and he bounces it up there. He did. He went to the curveball. I told you.
You get that breaking ball over first pitch, it's a beautiful thing, because then your hair looks faster. It just does.
Your hair.
I mean, if you throw a fastball after a curveball, it looks like woo.
The 1-0 to Machado. So far tonight, he has gone 0 for 3 with a strikeout. That was a big K in the first inning by Drew Pomeranz. After a double and an error immediately in front of him, he had a chance to do some damage. Pomeranz made a great pitch on him.
It's time for a fastball. Here it is, 2-0.
Into center, charging on Benintendi to make the play. It sounded like Machado broke his bat.
It hung up long enough, but I think it did break his bat.
And that's out number 2.
Probably got it on the label a little bit. Looking fastball.
So right at Benintendi. And Barnes wins that battle. 2 down for Trumbo. He has flied out, grounded out, walked, and scored. They got both of their runs in the 6th inning. Pomeranz went 5 1/3, so it'll be a pretty heavy night's work for the Red Sox bullpen, but nothing compared to the Orioles.
No.
Lost their starter 1 batter into the 2nd inning. And the 0-1 pitch. Davis on deck. Barnes trying to make it a 1-2-3 7th. And due up for the Red Sox, top of the order, Pedroia, Benintendi, and Betts. Against Ubaldo Jimenez, the 1-1 pitch. On this date 73 years ago, in the midst of a 3-game losing streak, Red Sox manager Joe Cronin inserted himself into the Red Sox lineup, batting 3rd, playing first base. You know what he did?
Huh.
Went 3 for 5 with a home run and 3 RBIs.
The old player manager, huh?
Pretty good one.
I had a player manager, Frank Robinson.
Oh, that's right.
75. Isn't that?
Yeah.
Looking back, that is so weird.
With Cleveland.
Yeah.
1-2. Now, what was that like?
I don't know. It was my first time. You know, I was a rookie.
This happens all the time, right?
I don't know the difference.
All managers play.
I mean, my opening day, he went bridge.
I remember that.
Right?
Yeah.
He took Doc Meditz deep.
Wow.
60,000 people. It was a beautiful. I mean, I was like psyched.
Had to be.
Yeah, I knew I wasn't going to pitch.
Hall of Famer.
Gaylord Perry pitched.
Hall of Famers everywhere with that one. The 2-2 outside, and yourself, of course, a future Hall of Famer. Frank Robinson.
Frank Robinson.
Was he a tough guy to play for?
Oh yeah. He used to yell at the umpires all the time. That's what I did. I just followed suit.
Got it from Frank.
Yeah, I got it from Frank. I blame him.
3-2 to Trumbo. 2 down, bases empty. Ground ball deep short, tough play. Bogarts throwing, bounces it close. Safe at first base. Bang, bang. John Farrell may want to take a look at it. Right now, base hit for Trumbo. Ruled safe.
Moreland's got to go out and get it. He waited for it.
Oh, I think he did get him, though.
Did he get him?
Ooh, and the Red Sox are going to look at this.
I wish he would have reached out. He was waiting too long for that thing. Go out and get it. I think he's out.
I believe he is, too. This one may come back. Could be reversed. Does not have to be all the way into the pocket of the glove.
Right. He's not exactly bringing it down the line here.
First base umpire Jim Wolf said safe, but they're going to look at it now in New York. This play under review.
This is big with Davis on deck.
Yeah, 2-run game.
Yo.
Take another look. Yeah, that's in the glove.
Yeah, he's out.
See if they see it the same way in New York tonight. Red Sox ahead 4-2. John Farrell on a challenge.
He had just enough on that ball to throw it all the way across. A little one hopper.
Well, they show it up on the big board. A lot of Red Sox fans are ringing him up, but we'll see.
Yeah, Mookie coming off the field with Benintendi. They think he's out.
They're walking away. Really slowing it down. That's in the glove, and it did not look like his foot had quite reached the base. But do they have enough evidence to overturn this? It's taking some time here.
Yeah, really bounce around.
Now taking off the headsets. And what's the ruling, gentlemen? He is out, and that is out number 3. So they overturn the ruling. That's a heck of a play by Xander Bogaerts.
Yes, it is.
1, 2, 3 they go. Some help from Moreland. Red Sox coming up in the bottom of the 7th, up by 2. Pedroia in the box. Red Sox ahead 4-2 over the Orioles. He's 1 for 2. The sacrifice to drive in a run, also a single. And it's Benintendi, then Betts, who were very encouraging for the umpiring crew as they came off the diamond during the review. Come on, let's get going.
Yeah.
Pick up the pace a little bit.
Holbrook made the nice call there, didn't he?
And a 1-1. Center field is going to hang up. Gentry backing up, and he makes the over-the-shoulder catch. It took off a little bit on him, but he hauls it in, 1 away. Andrew Benintendi up next. Stay on top of the latest Sox news and NESN's free Red Sox text alerts. From breaking news to in-game alerts, NESN will make sure you are in the know. To sign up, text Red Sox to 536-536. Message and data rates may apply. Bundled up and enjoying a night here at Fenway Park. The Red Sox on top 4-2. Benintendi is flied out to left twice and also grounded to second. He's batting .320. Trying to extend his hitting streak to 6 in a row as he lays off and a count 2-1. 22 years old. First rookie to lead the Sox in hits and RBIs in a month of April since Fred Lynn in 1975. And many comparisons.
Well, I played against Freddie and played with Freddie. Freddie took me deep one game back to back. 2-run shots. I think it would landed in the same seat. Then when I came over to play with the Red Sox, Freddie was mad because he thought, oh, there goes a couple of home runs. Huh? Isn't that weak? That's weak.
Real gentleman.
Isn't he a gentleman?
You played with him. I broadcasted a couple of games with him.
Yeah.
He was.
What a swing, man.
Oh,
he was made for this ballpark.
Sure was. 3-2 pitch. And that's in it for strike 3. So Benintendi caught looking, and they're 2 away.
Well, that split finger just dropped out of the sky.
Red Sox season ticket holders can experience the best seats, price, and benefits Fenway has to offer. For information on becoming a season ticket holder, visit redsox.com/season tickets or call 877-RED SOX 9 today. I think with better health, and had he never left Boston.
Yeah, he should have never left.
You know, and I think Freddie believes this is true, that may well have ended in Cooperstown for him.
Yeah, and he got hurt a lot too, you know, but when I played with him, he was one of the best in the game.
Mookie Betts is 0 for 2 with a walk.
Best year he ever had, 1979. He had 39 bombs. Both him and Rice went bridge 39 times. They were something that year. We didn't win it, but that was the best year Freddie had. I think he hit 330.
Rip but foul. Called them the Goldust Twins.
And then he went to Anaheim because that's where, you know, he's a California boy, man. That's what you get.
Well, you're tough. You're tough on those guys who take you out of the park.
That's what he gets.
Here's the 2-1 and a strike. Betts with good numbers against Jimenez, 9 for 22, so appears to see him quite well. 2 down, bases empty, and a full count. Hanley Ramirez on deck. Red Sox up 4-2 in the 7th. This one's in the hands of the bullpens. Bounding ball off the glove, bobbled by Davis, throw back to first, and he threw it right by the pitcher. Backed up by the catcher. Joseph back to first. They're throwing around. That's a ricochet. And Betts got hit. He got drilled by the pitch, or the throw, back to first base.
He got drilled by Joseph, catcher.
It's going to be a base hit.
He threw that hard from a short distance.
And Joseph just wound up and fired, and Betts got hit. This is a wild
Look
play.
Jimenez gets up and he thinks he's got to play. Excuse me, that's scope. Where did it get him? See where this thing hits him. Right in the knee. And that's got to hurt.
Well, you know, he really jammed that foot into the bag.
That too, yeah.
So that's a double whammy. And Mookie's going to run a little bit.
He got a hit.
Paid for it.
Yep.
So in the series, he's been hit by a pitch, and he's been drilled by a throw on a wild play from the catcher.
I don't even know if Trumbo catches this clean. If Jimenez can beat him to the bag, I guess so. But after that, that throw had no chance. And then you see Joseph fire it. And he paid for that big time.
Given all that, all of that activity, it's just a single.
All that for a single.
Mookie's going to hang in, still grimacing, but he takes his base, and here comes Hanley, who's gone 0 for 3. He's lined to right, grounded to short, and flied out to left. Red Sox ahead 4-2. Orioles have really been throwing the ball around tonight. First pitch is downstairs for ball 1.
Oh yeah, Mookie had a jump right there. I thought he was going to go. Jimenez takes a long time to deliver.
Mookie Betts with his first hit tonight. Andy Ramirez would like his first right here with 2 down. Jimenez convinced there's a play on.
He knows he takes a long time to let it go. You never see any pitch outs anymore, do you? I mean, really?
Not too many.
Not too many.
What you'll never see again is 4 intentional balls.
Well, he picked off Young, and he thinks all of a sudden he can pick anybody off.
Runner bluffs, and it's outside. Mookie back to first base, and the count 2-0. Hanley Ramirez, some experience against Jimenez. He's 7 for 23.
Hey, what's the story? Does he got green light? I mean, Mookie, is he on his own?
He's running.
Yes.
That's a strike. Here's the throw. He dives. The tag gets dropped anyway, and he's in there with a stolen base. So there's some sweet revenge.
They knew he was going, and he got a decent jump. He was running good too. Got a little momentum going. This is pretty close. He looks back, and it's bang bang right there. Luckily he held on. Late throw, but if he comes off that bag, he missed the ball.
They dropped it. His 4th stolen base.
That's the toughest part of a stolen base nowadays with that rule, but they hold that tag on you, which is kind of like nonsense to me, but it's the way the game is.
3 balls, 1 strike. Xander Bogaerts on deck. Red Sox trying to add to a 4-2 lead. And skipped up there. Not even close. Ball 4. First and second for Xander. Tomorrow at 6:30, don't miss Red Sox Game Day Live, presented by DCU. We bring you part 2 of Hanley Ramirez's interview with Red Sox historian Gordon Eads. DCU is Digital Federal Credit Union. What can DCU save you? Bogaerts on tonight. Has been hit by a pitch, reached on an error, and singled and advanced to second on another error. Baltimore has committed a couple, could have been charged with a third. And an opportunity to get some wiggle room here in the 7th inning. Xander has been swinging a good bat, a 7-game hitting streak. Mookie Betts at second, Hanley Ramirez at first with 2 away. 2-0.
He can go into this ball mood where he can't find it. Everything is so funky.
From the set to 2-0. A strike. Red Sox trying to go to 15-12. Right now, the Orioles and the Yankees are tied atop the division at 16-9, and now Jimenez will step off the rubber.
I don't think he'll get another fastball.
And the 2-1.
He did. Paint.
At 88, 2-2.
Goes to show you, it doesn't matter how hard it is, but it's right on the corner.
Brings to mind Greg Maddux in his prime.
Like Hendricks the other night.
Yep. As far as that 88-mile-an-hour fastball, and that one grounded to third base, scooped up by Machado. Forced play at third will retire the side. So a little threat there for the Red Sox, but Jimenez survives that. It's 4-2. Our game summary brought to you by Xfinity. Gausman, the starter for the Orioles, was ejected in the second inning after hitting Xander Bogaerts with a pitch. It was a breaking ball. Adam Jones was ejected in the fifth inning, arguing balls and strikes with Sam Holbrook. Pomeranz went 5 1/3. He could win it. Bogaerts has scored a couple of runs. Rutledge came into the game, made a difference after he relieved Marco Hernandez, who was injured early. Barnes working into his second inning now as we go to the 8th. Red Sox on top 4-2. Here's Chris Davis. Red Sox, by the way, issued a statement prior to tonight's game that during last night's game, it was reported to Red Sox security a racial slur was used in a comment from one fan to another. The offending individual was promptly ejected from the ballpark and has been notified they're no longer welcome at Fenway Park. And the statement going on to say the Red Sox have turned the matter over to the Boston Police Department, who will further investigate this civil rights unit with their civil rights unit and determine whether it merits further action.
That's a good thing.
Certainly is. As Davis gets in, he's gone 1 for 2 with a single and a walk. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 4 runs, 6 hits for the Red Sox, 2 runs on 7 hits for the Orioles. Overshift around to the right for the Red Sox infield, and a 1-2 from Barnes.
hasn't got a real good feel for that curveball tonight. He threw a few sliders, but missed badly with the 2 curveballs that he's thrown tonight. See if he goes back to the gas here. Make him chase. Fastball up.
Two. Did go up high at 95, 3-2. Davis 1 for 4 against Barnes with 3 strikeouts. Scope on deck.
Challenge time.
High fly foul on a play. Don't miss NESN Live weeknights 5:30. Catch the latest on your favorite New England sports teams. NESN Live presented by Cross Insurance. Barnes, the Red Sox second reliever after Hembree, to work tonight.
Get it in there.
He foul tipped it and Vasquez couldn't squeeze it. 95-mile-an-hour Swifty.
Staying alive right there. Oof.
So Barnes will try again on another 3-2 to Davis. And popped him up. Xander Bogaerts all by himself on that side, but plenty of time to get there for the out. Time for our tools of the trade presented by DeWalt FlexFold.
Well, he makes this play a lot when he jumps up like that. He just barely got enough on it. One hopped it. Close as it gets over there. A little replay gets him out. That's his classic play there by Bogey.
DeWalt FlexVolt is the official power tool of the Boston Red Sox. 1 man away here in the 8th. Red Sox leading 4-2. The batter will be Scope. Doubled last time and came in to score. He's also struck out twice. He had a notion, but he stayed off it. Ball 1. Very solid second baseman. Excellent throwing arm.
Great throwing arm.
And has power.
But he had 25 last year, home runs. He's one of the better second basemen in all of baseball.
Has 60 home runs as a second baseman since the start of the 2014 season. Loves Camden Yards for sure. The 2-0 and a strike.
Loves to swing the bat too. Doesn't walk a lot. Not afraid to punch out.
Red Sox have Robbie Scott going in the pen. Mancini on deck. And a 2-1 for Barnes. Ground ball again to Bogaerts. He's been busy. Backed up on it. Throws. Close. Got him. Little spin around and chuck by Xander. Has been awfully smooth there. And 2 up and 2 down.
Boy, that ball almost ate him up. He stayed back on it and played the hop. Snatches it. Turns all the way around. Has enough on it to throw out Scope. Ooh.
2 away. Mancini now. 1 for 2. He's driven in a run with a sacrifice. Barnes trying to cruise through the 8th inning, as he did in the 7th inning when he got him 1-2-3. He has set down all 5 men he's faced. Nobody on base. 2 down, 8th inning, and a 1-0 pitch. That's a ball to make it 2-0.
He's getting guys out, but he's not exactly crisp. You know, a lot of balls way out of the zone and then back in it.
And trying to work his way back into this count here.
You don't get fussy, just get him out.
Looked like he swung the bat. They appeal, and he did. First base ump Wolf said he went 2-1.
This ball's climbing up by his face, and he swings at it.
Could not contain himself. Bottom of the 8th inning. Red Sox have due up Moreland, Young, and Rutledge. And a 2-1. Vasquez tried to bring it back.
There's the times when Barnes can't find his fastball. You know, there's been times where he threw 8 balls in a row. Remember that one appearance he had?
I do. 3-1 here. Bases empty. With Hardy on deck. 3-1 pitch and a strike.
There it is.
It was right on the black.
It's that fastball that's like 90% fastball, not as hard as you can, but you can dot it.
The 3-2 from Barnes. High fly down the right field line, but that'll go foul.
You see the pitches 50-50 strikes, you know, half strikes, half balls. It's effective.
Craig Kimbrel did work last night. He worked a perfect 9th inning for his 9th save. He only threw 12 pitches. He ought to be fresh tonight. 3-2 coming. Foul back.
Another ball.
Kimbrel has been flat, lights out.
Does he look like he's going to pitch tonight? Can't even tell, can you?
Doesn't look nervous.
No.
He never does.
I'd be grinding out there. You don't get nervous when you throw 98.
Barnes with a payoff pitch to Mancini. Ground ball, a very busy night for Xander from the grass. Not going to get him. Safe. Mancini at first base, so he's on his 2nd hit.
Yeah, Mancini can run a little bit. That ball took forever. I don't know how many hops that was. 1, 2, 3 hops. Didn't get rid of it. Not a lot on it. Didn't get it real clean. You're just hoping somebody can't run at all to beat that thing out.
Wound up tucking it into his midsection. So a base runner, and now Hardy. He represents the tying run. Last time up he singled. 2 down, 4-2 Red Sox, 8th inning. High for ball 1. Red Sox got a run in the 2nd, 3 in the 4th. The Orioles have only scored in 1 inning. That was a pair of runs in the 6th. Those were charged to Drew Pomeranz, who can win it. Home run cut.
He
1-1.
Can't catch up with that. He loves the fastball too. He's not the same hitter.
I think one of the strange things about Hardy is he hasn't been the same defender.
Right.
His numbers against Barnes, though, 4 for 7. Into center field. It's going to drop down for a base hit. Mancini will stop at 2nd base. So back-to-back singles. Caleb Joseph due up next.
Just too much plate right there. That ball's middle. Cross seam fastball up middle. Good swing there by Hardy. Two outs.
2 outs and 2 hits. And Carl Willis again visiting the mound here. 30 seconds to chat with Matt Barnes. Joseph on tonight's gone 1 for 3 with a single. And time for the Keep It Moving moment now, brought to you by Old Dominion.
It's a gap ball there by Young. Hoping to drive in 2 runs. He drives in bogey right there with the double, second and third right there, nobody out.
Old Dominion helping the world keep promises. And Kimbrel beginning to throw along with Robbie Scott, has been throwing for a little while.
You got Seth Smith on the bench. That's what you're talking about right now. You know you got to have that matchup. You can't have Joseph facing Barnes.
So Smith being announced here.
Smith, a real good fastball hitter too. Don't really like this matchup.
Either will bat for Caleb Joseph. And the Orioles down by just a couple, have actually out hit the Sox 9-6 after these back-to-back singles. And John Farrell about to make a counter move.
Got to.
Does have a lefty. All warmed up in Robbie Scott. So he's coming in. We'll take the break. Orioles trying to tie up the ball game here. Sox leading at 4-2 with 2 down in the 8th, and more in a moment. Move by Buck. Buck Showalter going to his bench and bringing off Francisco Pena. He'll be up there on the right side. Just had his contract purchased from AAA Norfolk yesterday. Played in 14 games with the Orioles last year. He only hit 200. He did hit a home run. He'll come on here to hit in the 9 spot. Smith had been announced, so he is out of this thing. He is burned.
No brainer there.
Yeah.
No brainer. You don't want to face Seth Smith.
So singles by Mancini and Hardy. Those representing the tying runs. And now Pena to dig in. His first at bat with the Orioles here in 2017.
Hope he's all excited and pulls off this stuff that.
Left-hander Scott out of the pen, and the first pitch in there for strike 1. Curveball at 73.
Wasn't pretty, but it was a strike.
Robbie stranded a runner in the 7th inning against the Cubs. You got Rizzo, the only man he faced on a ground out. 2 down. 8th inning. And the 0-1. Hard ground ball, but snagged by Rutledge. He wins the foot race at third for the force to retire the side. And that's all for the Orioles. We move to the last half. Speedway donates $500 to the Boston Children's Hospital. Stop by your local Speedway. Quench your thirst with a refreshing fountain soda with Speedy Freeze. Any size for just 69 cents. Red Sox in the lead here late. 4-2, bottom of the 8th inning. Jimenez will continue to pitch. And Pena will take over behind the plate. A new catcher. He just grounded into a forced play to end the threat for the Orioles. Moreland on the night, a walk, a single, and a ground out to second base. Hitting .278 with a pair of home runs. Red Sox did warm up Craig Kimbrel. He has since taken a seat, but should be back in there come the 9th inning. That one hammered in the ground to first, and Davis will race to the bag for the out. One away. Chris Young will be next. These two clubs will conclude this fascinating series tomorrow night, even tonight.
Feels like they've played them half the time, and they almost have.
Yeah. Finally ends tomorrow, but
like 9 games they've played right after
right?
tomorrow.
And you know, even tonight, although by the standards they have set, it's been a little less fiery. You've still had 2 Orioles thrown out of the game.
Right.
By the home plate umpire Sam Holbrook. That's in there for a strike.
Red Sox have had something happen in every inning except maybe one. I feel like they should have had more runs on the board.
1 out, the 0-1. He checked. Young with a double to drive in a run the 4th inning. Kimbrel back up now. And the numbers on Kimbrel are just off the charts. He has retired 27 of the last 29 batters he has faced, 16 on strikeouts. He is right now first in the American League in saves. Number 5 in strikeouts to innings pitched. Dating back to last season, no hits allowed to a right-handed batter in the last 25 at bats against him.
It's like a no-no against right-handed hitters the last 9 innings.
And despite his blown save on April 20 at Toronto, he remains perfect in career saves at Fenway. 24 for 24. 3-2 is outside, and he walked him. So Young is on with 1 down. And Rutledge next. Rutledge has played an active role in this one tonight with an RBI single in the 2nd inning after he had come on for Hernandez, who got hurt fielding a ball. And he's made some nice plays too.
Yes, he has.
Native of Alabama. They play some Leonard Skinner for him whenever he comes up to swing. His walk-up tune, and that skips up there. Young will go back to first base. Ball 1.
I think Young might take a shot at running again.
Red Sox in front 4-2 in the 8th. The 1-0. Got a piece of it. Ricocheting off of Pena. Josh played at Alabama, where he was first team All SEC. His brother Michael played baseball at Mississippi State. Outstanding baseball program. The 1-1. Big cut and a miss.
Pretty good slider right there. Had him off balance.
One out and one on and a 1-2. And popped him up into short right. Long run in Rickard. And he's going to get there to make the catch. So 2 down. Vasquez next. Red Sox with a 2-run lead. So another close one here. Nothing new for the Sox this season. Red Sox pitching continues to be a serious strength of this club.
It really has. And bullpen, everything. Pomeranz did his job tonight. Didn't go that deep. But he doesn't really go that deep. I don't think he's gone to the 7th inning but once since he's been here.
And the Red Sox had gone, the starter had gone at least 6 innings in the last 8 games in a row. That ended tonight. So he went 5 1/3. Lash foul by Vasquez, who's 0 for 3. Pedroia on deck. He has a hit tonight in 3 trips. Red Sox only have 6 hits. So far it's been enough. And Jimenez with the 0-1. To right field, charging Rickard again there to retire the side. No runs, a walk, 1 left. We go to the 9th inning. Kimbrel looking for save number 10. 4-2 Boston. For the Jimmy Fund again this year. Bob will donate $1,000 to the Jimmy Fund for every game saved. Everybody saves at Bob's, the only choice for untouchable furniture value. Available in-store or at mybobs.com. Ninth inning, Red Sox with a 4-2 lead. Kimbrel on to protect that. Numbers have been sensational. League hitting 119 against the right-hander. And he will get the top of the order for the Orioles.
What's been good is his control. To me, you're always going to get the punch outs with him, but the 2 walks says a lot.
A lot of it seems to come down to balance for him.
It's like he has the right lines. Stay in line.
Rickard first man in. And strike one. Rickard is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts against Craig. Leadoff man's had a good night with a double and a single. He's gone 2 for 4. And the 0-1 from Kimbrel.
99 right there. We haven't seen that yank. That's what it was. Remember when he was walking guys? He's yanking balls.
Red Sox have caught a break in that the talented Adam Jones was thrown out of the ball game by Sam Holbrook. He got 2 Orioles tonight. And so Gentry is on deck.
You got 2 runs to work with. You can go after people.
Gentry?
Not that he doesn't.
It's actually going to be Kim on deck now, hitting in that spot. And the 2-1. Foul back. Came in at 97 with the 4-seamer.
Ball inside. He got away with that. See if he even wants to mess with that breaking ball.
Oh, that tied him up. That was nasty inside to strike him out. 1 away.
Oh my goodness. He didn't know what to do. He was in shock. This ball was following him and he just trying to kind of protect himself. Funky swing. Look at this. Just eat him up. Opposite location.
Hyun-Soo Kim hitting in a 2 spot, 257 with 1 home run. And he starts him off with a breaking ball, that knuckle curve for strike 1. Usually that is a very bad sign for the opponent when he's landing it like that.
Oh yeah. Has an easier time flipping that breaking ball to a left-hander.
Kim has been a good pinch hitter. 11 times he's done it in his career. He has 6 hits. So he's 0 for 3 against Kimbrel, and one of those pinch hits is a home run. Nobody on base in the 1-1 from the Sox closer. And that breaking ball again. 1-2.
Didn't break as much. Stayed out there and he couldn't get to it.
Machado on deck. One last opportunity for the Fenway faithful to vent.
He's going to air it out right here.
He got him. 98 to blow him away. 2 consecutive strikeouts, and now he can try and end it on Machado.
And this is the Kimbrel that everybody thought we were going to get. He had a little hiccup last year, but this is the real Kimbrel this year.
He's been quiet tonight, 0 for 4 as Machado gets in. Two down, bases empty in the 9th. And strike 1.
Caught the bottom of the zone right there. It just goes without saying how nasty Kimbrel is. Just watch.
One strike away.
He can go up top 98 or throw a breaking ball off the plate. You got to punch out the side.
Oh yes, he does. 99 to strike him out, and he strikes out the side.
That is sick.
Kimbrel locking it up with his 10th save in a dominating effort again. And the Red Sox now have the lead in the series, 2-1. 4-2 the final. TC, that was nasty.
What can he say?